Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is Metaphor ReFantazio. Your in-flight movie will be Road to Altabury, starring Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. Now, in Technicolor. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? I see Bumbo's here first saying, yo, Logan, how you been? How y'all chat? I'm doing about the same as since last night. I do feel like I may have overexerted my voice a tiny bit during last night's stream, so it may sound a bit scratchier tonight, but I'm still glad to be mostly over my cold. Still, like, you know, got some tissue paper here in case I need to wipe a runny nose, but how you doing, Bumbo? Doc says, Ogan Obo. That's like... You know how people start out with a name, and that's their initial name? That's the opposite of my initial name, because it lacks my initials. L-R. Joke didn't work out, but how you doing, Doc? Weedle says, I have my art homework. I have to do my art homework. I want to watch for once. All right, so does that mean, are you going to be able to, watch while you're doing your art homework? What is your art homework? Didn't you... I wanted to check out there. It looks like there's a bunch of posts on the art channel. I'm so behind on Discord. Beowulf says, hello, lonely man. I don't know, I get nervous when so many people here, like especially Beowulf, when you hear like right on time for a Metaphor stream, I feel like something bad's gonna happen in this game. Nora, rated with a party of 2. I don't think we have any of our mods here yet. So hang on, I gotta click out of game for 1 second to do a shout out for Nora. There we go. And let's see what kind of clip we got here. But welcome, how are all of you? Okay, let's...
You piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. Into the ground, okay? I'm not gonna... into the ground.
Mondo's got a bit of a mouth on him. Sometimes. Maybe he was just talking to Taka. They were both into the pounding. So it's fine. But thank you so much for the raid. How was... Thank you, Weedle, very much for the Tomcat. I appreciate it. But how was the rest of Ace Attorney? You know, I'm gonna be honest. So the two of them, Nora and Oak, were playing Ace Attorney, the first game. And I'll try to avoid spoilers for those who haven't played, but they're in Turnabout Goodbyes, and it was this section with the, should we say the taser? And they did a shout out for me, and I was low-key in the back of my head almost kind of hoping that it would be the clip of when that taser happened to me, but it wasn't, so that's good. But how you doing? How was the rest of it? How much farther did you go? Because at that point, you know, it's like bad ending, basically. You might as well just give up. Bad guys won. Tiff said, might not be super chatty at the beginning. Finishing up dinner right now. A calzone from my local pizza place. Ooh, that's like fancy. I mean, a pizza place isn't fancy, but a calzone at a pizza place is. But how are you? I'm doing all right. I am so glad that I'm back to streaming now. Last night was a breath of fresh air that I really needed. I had missed all of you so much, but I hope you're enjoying the calzone. Tiff. Bumbo said, might not be way too chatty as well. It's okay. I appreciate you guys being here, even if you can't chat very much, even if you're just silently watching, observing, judging, picking apart all the things that I'm doing wrong. But anyway, so where we're at, we left off last time. Man, my nose is already running. I took another decongestant right before stream, but I don't think it's kicked in yet. So where we left off last time, we spent pretty much the entire stream doing bonfire dates with every party member. Only the Gallica one is canon, however, but the Yufa one was adorable. And now we're on the road to Altabury, so we just gotta like hang out with all of our friends for, I think, 4 days in the Gauntlet Runner. And then we'll be good. So we're gonna read a book. Wait, did I go into the kitchen? Let me double check to make sure I went to the kitchen, because I gotta do that every day to get goods. I think I did. Oh, nothing noteworthy there. Okay, so I already did. Hi, Stroll. How you doing? So we're gonna read our new book. What was the new book? It was How to Walk Outside the Island. What was it? Mustari authored travel log and guide to the lands outside. Oh, that's right. It's been annotated by Yufa. I was looking for this because I hope it's like just all incorrect information and explains why that she doesn't know anything quite correctly. But yes, and so we're gonna hang out, and then we're gonna do whatever happens on. I can't remember if we arrive on Saints Day, but I'm worried. I think what's gonna happen is, because the whole plan is we've got this weapon that we're pretty sure can kill Luis because he's protected by the king's magic, right? And this weapon seems immune to that. But Rala, Juna's sister, said that also the king's magic doesn't apply if you're not sneaky about it. Like if you're open and like challenge someone to a duel. And so I think we're gonna get there. We're gonna fail to kill Luis, but then Luis will just like openly challenge us, and there's gonna be nothing we can do, and we'll be like overpowered, and we're gonna die, or rather, we would die, except I think Fidelio's gonna sacrifice himself, and it's gonna be sad, because the dog bros are having to decide whether they believe in us or not. But let's read this. A Mustari's Guide to Life Outside the Island? It must be tough for them. If I read this book, I may gain more tolerance. Which is what I think I need to hang out with Maria again. Shall we spend some time reading the book? Read the book. Oak says Nora is raiding in. We hope her tears don't mess up your stream. Nora raid. I heard what happened. I'm reading the chat. I'm reading the chat, even though I'm actually not that far behind because we just started. But thank you, Beowulf, for the what happened. Nora says, so true. I need my sub back, bro. This is torture. Okay, but at the same time, Nora, Batmanon is very generous with subs. We got to make sure that we're not like taking advantage of Batmanon. So we probably don't want to be going, oh, if only Batmanon was here to give me free stuff. If it happens, it happens. But I appreciate that you want to have your sub back, Nora. Lesbian Wolf says, hi, Logan. How you doing, Lesbian Wolf? Nora said about to cross-examine, something. Oh, that's that cross-examination. Queen Katie raided with a party of 4. Hang on, let me do the shout out for you as well, Queen Katie. So we got back-to-back raids to start things off. So shout out at Queen Katie, and you haven't missed anything. We're just barely starting. Let's see what clip we get here for Queen Katie. How was the rest of your Reverse 1999 stream? I had to duck away and get ready for the. Oh, here we go.
Yay! We leveled up from trauma.
Yay! I mean, you know that makes trauma worth it. If you level up, if you didn't level up, then it'd be like there's no benefit to trauma. But how was the rest of your stream, Queen Katie? Beowulf said, random Transformers check. Who's that ice cream truck I talked about? Okay, Beowulf, this is actually a long story. Remind me when Vero gets here so I can tell you this story. I assume Vero is up and about. I saw Vero posting on Discord, although Vero might have forgotten that we have a stream, so I don't know if anyone wants to DM. But yes, Beowulf, let me know as soon as Vero gets here, and I'll tell you about the awful, awful ice cream truck Transformers. It's plural, there's 2 of them actually. Ras says, well, now what do we have here? A lone LoganRobo's, sadly always lone. Yes. But how you doing, Ras? Okay. This travelogue offers an introduction to cultures and customs outside Virga Island, told through the Mustari author's first-hand experience. It contains practical guides for things like creating an altar while traveling, or making eye contact with unmasked people. Wouldn't it be easier if they're unmasked, or maybe it's more intimidating? These encapsulate some of the difficulties Mustari people face living outside the island. Yufa must have read and reread this thoroughly. The book is nearly in tatters. Living in totally foreign culture sounds so difficult, and yet this author and Yufa are jumping right into it. Seeing their willingness to embrace other cultures and values increased my tolerance. Oh, I hope we would get like humorous notes that she had written that were so wrong. Okay, tolerance. Oh, I'm still only generous. There's still more left to read in the book. I'll pick up from here next time. Okay.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at Cliffshade Camp, just as the curtain of night descends on the wilderness. Ideal for their cover, It works both ways, as monsters and rogues alike await their victims in the shadows of the rocks. Only a gauntlet runner offers peace of mind against such dangers, a large reason why they are so sought after.
So there we go, we made camp. We'll see if anybody wants to do anything, otherwise we'll probably just take a bath, because that's what nighttime is for. Nudity.
Indeed.
We should reach the city the day after tomorrow. Bless you, Calica! That was adorable. I can feel the temperature dropping since we made landfall. I bet it'll be pretty cold in Altabri. Okay, Protag! I hope you have, like, personally knitted, like, tiny little coats and furs for her to wear. I don't want her to be cold. Nora, you little drunk.
Now that we've made landfall, I admit I miss the sight of the sea runner gliding gracefully through the water. Then again, nothing quite like the sight of those legs kicking off the ground with all that power. Tonight, I shall bask in the beauty of our fine gauntlet runner.
Is there a campfire thing? There we go. Oh, a dream eater moth. Okay, well, what do you... So, yeah, okay. Why don't you wear your helmet, lady? Okay, nobody else wants to talk. They just want to raise my stats. But we should get permanent buffs with baths, because you can only take those on the Gauntlet Runner. Oak says, Spoiler Chat is very excited for the stream. I am worried about that. Oh crap, speaking of who I'm worried about. Hey buddy. Hey Basilio.
That Mustori festival on the island weren't too bad, eh? Reminds me a bit of the bashes we used to have with the other Poripus lads. Lady Juna's smile, though. That was the biggest surprise. Never seen her so. Never mind, forget I said anything.
Okay, we have to find Fidelio then. We have to talk to him about Juna's smile. I'm gonna be so sad if he dies. I want him and Juna to like get married or something. Hey, Fidelio.
Oh, crap. Something feels off. It's like I have feelings for my friends. How long have you been there? Wipe that look off your face. I'm not looking for sympathy.
Okay, I'm gonna get naked. See you later, bro. Let's see. Doc nods. Nora says yes. Kim says streamly check in. Have fun stream, y'all. And remember to stay hydrated. I will do that right now as we're heading to the back deck. Thank you very much, Kim. See, Oak with some emotes, Nora with some emotes. Okay, what other bath salts do we even have? It's a bath cask. A leisurely soak, blah, 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 blah. Take a bath. Nora says, yes, I know. We'll do the boiling bath bomb again. That raises endurance, and I think we can't have too high of endurance because I suck at this game. There's Queen Katie's raid. Oak says, Katie. Nora says, Katie. And then, oh, yeah, we're just doing the same dialogue as before. It's not even dialogue, just descriptive stuff. There we are. And we're already through one of the days. I obtained Mag from the bath. With the papa?
I heard you demand my attention.
Vero! Okay, so Beowulf got here and wanted to do a random Transformers check, and I was like, I'll wait till Vero gets here. So thank you for the 10 bits. Let's get something more interesting on the screen here. Got out of the bath, went back after cooling off for a bit, and then I'll do the random Transformers check for you. So thank you, Vero. How are you doing?
And the age of a new king draws nearer.
Are you fully recovered from your illness yet? I hope you're feeling better. And I hope your grandma is adjusting to life back out of the hospital now. Does she have to, like, keep going back in for, like, physical therapy or stuff like that? Okay, so here's what it was. Beowulf asked for a random Transformers check, said that ice cream truck transformer that I had said was so bad. So it's two of them. And Vero, you know who these two are. They're Skids and Mudflap from the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the second live-action movie. And they're awful. They are offensive racial caricatures of black people, frankly. They are just the worst. And here's the thing. That movie was made, it was a victim of the writer's strike. And so, like, the writers weren't allowed to work on it, but Michael Bay didn't want the movie to get behind schedule, so he wrote a 60-page outline. He calls it that because he has to, because he can't write actual pages according to Writers Guild rules. But realistically, he wrote half the script himself. And there was a Transformers convention that year, and they had the real, like, credited writers. And at the panel, the movie hadn't come out yet, but people had seen those characters in the commercials. And somebody asked a question during the Q&A, yeah, what is the deal with these two characters, Skids and Mudflap? And the two writers just like looked at each other, kind of looked out and went, they were Michael's idea. He thinks they'll be funny. And that's all they said. So those guys are 100% Michael Bay's thing. Like the writers clearly didn't want them in it. So those are the ice cream truck Transformers, Beowulf. Now you know. But Vero, how you doing? Oh crap, I don't know if I can do the Maya voice while my voice is still recovering from my cold. We now stand among the mountains. Huh?
I hope you know they ruined it for me because I was thinking about making a whimsy ice cream truck, but they ruined it.
Well, I mean, you can reclaim the ice cream truck as a new OC type of a character. Some of my Transformers friends say that I need to come up with Transformers OCs. I feel left out sometimes because at conventions sometimes will be like sharing like character sheets of their OCs, pass them around. Like I got nothing, but I'm sorry. It's just yet another crime to rack up to those characters. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. I have long gazed at the peaks of Ontario from the island, but I never imagined I would see them this close. Altabury remains cold year-round, so quite accordingly, its people have perfected the art of piping hot stew. And it's home to the foremost opera house in the kingdom. Oh, we're gonna have an opera? Okay, this is a scientifically proven fact. All RPGs are best if they have an opera in them. I suppose that'll be the stage of our confrontation with Luis. Oh, it's even better.
I guess.
Let's keep our hopes high. Okay, we'll go around and see if anyone has anything to say. We'll read some more book, take another bath. There are some tall mountains on the horizon.
So?
Let's make sure our preparations are complete by tomorrow night. See that? It makes it clear something bad's gonna happen. Fidelio! Please don't die!
About time we made it to the mountains. Never much minded sea travel myself. Basilio, though, he turns green at the thought.
Is Basilio still... Oh, no, because he's usually around here somewhere. Okay. Oh, Heisman has something to say.
We're returning to land earlier than I expected. Shame about leaving behind the fishing.
I should have done fishing. Oh, I should have done so much fishing.
If we had the luxury of time on our journey, I wonder what bounties of mountain and woodland we might have found as well.
And can I just look at the fake Dracodios? It's Dracodios, or at least a replica of it. It's completely indistinguishable from the real one. That makes me worried we're gonna mix them up. Perhaps we should give Luis this one and use the real lance against... What do you mean perhaps? That's our entire plan, bro. Hey, Basilio. Hey.
Seems like Dell's foot's all healed up now, thanks to Lady Rella. Now, what's got you looking so pleased? Bah, can't make sense of all this. It's almost like you think you're my friend.
And go back to read a book, because we need to get our tolerance up. How to walk outside the island. I gotta read some more in the chat, though. I'm sure already getting behind. Read the book. There's where Queen Katie came with a raid, saying, watch out, the Queen of Raids and her bats are flying into your kingdom. Enjoy the raid. Lesbian Wolf says, I'm okay, excited for the stream, as I cannot sleep again. Well, if you got insomnia, we're not a cure for it, but we are an enabler of it. Actually, I don't think that's good. Never mind. But I'm glad we're helping. Ras says, good to know. Hey, Lesbian Wolf, I am watching this while making dinner. Quick Katie said today was literally that clip trauma. I fear my sweet redhead girl's face. What was her name? Sophia? I can Google if she's gonna die and then laugh at you, and then I'll know what it's like to be all of you when I know things that you guys don't know. And Oak doing the schedule. Look, I updated the schedule command. I was good this time. Oak said, did he actually remember? Whoa! Lesbian Wolf says, a guide for making eye contact is the autism dream. I do wonder, like, is that the type of thing that can be learned? Because I always say that people who have autism they struggle making eye contact, right? Wait, is that why our community doesn't like my blue eyes? Is because we have, you know, what do we call it? Neuroatypical Like, but can that be learned? Like, even if you're like, does autism just make it so you're not inclined to, but you can develop a habit of it? Rast says, I just need a guide in general. My life is a mess. I know that feeling, Rast. Oak said, spoiler chat going crazy tonight. Oh no, I need to worry, Sir Longa. Quigita said, yes, we're all good. See, that word, you guys don't go crazy if it's something good. Something bad's gonna happen. The section on Grand Trad contains a, thank you, Toilet Duck. I will save as soon as it's nightfall. That is a good reminder. Thank you, Toilet Duck. I should have saved before we read. I also should have gone to the pantry. I'll try to remember that before we take a bath. The section on Grand Trad contains a list of recommended shops to visit. The words must go are written in small letters next to some, presumably by Yufa. Oh, that's actually adorable that she's excited to see some of the shops in Grand Trad. However, the author does advise against praying at restaurants in Grand Trad. Doing so will greatly increase the chances of being kicked out, apparently. Well, probably it depends on if you make a scene. You know, I've seen people at restaurants like saying grace, but maybe it's just because the Sanctists are intolerant. Or maybe it's like they're doing it wrong. Living in a totally foreign culture sounds so difficult, and yet this author and Yufa are jumping right into it. Same thing I said before. Increase my tolerance. Give it to me. Yeah, still not enough. There's still more left to read in the book. I'll pick up here next time. So yes, thank you for the reminder to save. Oh crap, we gotta fight something first. Oh, or maybe we're just looking at something outside to show as a picture to Maria. Ahoy, you lot aren't going to believe the view I'm seeing outside. I'm hitting the brakes. All right.
The Gauntlet Runner makes a short stop in front of Colorodeo Cliff.
What's that? It looks like
Tremendous. It fills one's vision. Its massive fissure is said to be the vestige of a god's wrath, as only a force capable of slitting heaven and
it looks
earth
like two
could
hands
cause it.
shaking.
Perfectly balanced by the work of nature.
Pray that I
The
get the
wrath of
gecko.
gods extolled.
Wah! Is that all the scariness? Chaotic 95 bits. Thank yes for that. I'll be rooting for you to get that gecko. Chaotic, how you doing? Thank you for the bits. Thank you. Thank you. Almost a full $1. I appreciate that. That's actually one of the reasons why, because Queen Katie was kind enough to show me how to do TTS just natively through Twitch to see if that was giving us some problems last stream. But if I do that, then I can't have flexibility with the amount paid. So thank you, Chaotic. Okay, so what was the narrator saying? Perfectly balanced by the work of nature or the wrath of gods extolled in the myths of creation, none can say.
Creation. None can say.
Yeah, it looks like there's hands in between the fissure shaking. Something like that. But thank you, Chaotic! Again, how are you? See? Nora says, don't worry. Doc said, nothing to fear, Mr. Robo, sire. Oh. So quiet.
Whoa.
Absolutely incredible. I've heard of sheer cliffs before, but I never imagined something like this. Indeed, falling off that precipice would be unfathomably terrifying and exhilarating, I imagine.
Makes me want to jump. Let's give it to my intrusive thoughts. Actually, no, I will. Okay, if it was me, I'd say makes me want to scream. But we have learned two things recently. Number one, we learned that protagonist likes to go bungee jumping in Martyra. And two, Rune Factory 4 taught me that apparently being scared of heights is a female quality only. And so I need to show Gallica that I'm all man. Look, Gallica, I'm a man. I want to jump off here and die. Doesn't it make you love me, Gallica? That I just want to splat on the ground?
Mm-hmm. I'd like to try jumping off of it.
What?
On God!
Darn boar face Sanctus Scullions. What? What's happening?
Oi, what's gotten into you?
Oh, I forgot. The dogs are with us. My, that was rather pleasing. Oh, she was probably shouting it out to see the echo. It's quite refreshing, you know, to pull your voice from the very bottom of your gut and yell in such a manner.
Speaking of...
Chad, if we were all here together in this massive canyon, what would you want to shout to hear the echo?
I am reminded of the time you were all yelling before me.
Oh, I remember that.
It was a rather terrible experience, I admit. But if I may, I would like to try my hand at this yelling. Okay.
Listen!
Never again shall I sleep in a roach-infested inn.
I feel you're overreacting. No, I'll say I'll feel you. I feel you.
Yes.
I'm with you there. Sorry, I still have a cough. how amusing. I would like to try screaming as well. Okay. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. What do I say? What do I yell? What's the matter? I fully intended to do it, but the words just won't come out at all, and, this girl is just too charming. Never change, love. Well, does anybody else have something to yell about? I want Fidelio to just yell that he loves Juna. I sense that gazing off the cliff's edge and being filled with an unexplainable urge to scream has somehow broadened my wisdom.
All right.
So it did make me want to scream, apparently. Yay. Let's see. Vera says, yeah, I'm fine. Oak says, Vera the goat for real, for real. Vera said, oh gosh, from Bayver. Said, yeah, I remember them. Lesbian Wolf says, ooh, that's awful. That beehole, like genuinely writing half the script because the writers strike just ... bad. Oh, yes, I could tell you guys stories of like, or things that I've heard at conventions because of that. But some of them I probably shouldn't say like in a publicly broadcasted thing. Just because like some of them are, like I didn't trusted with like some behind the scenes. Not I trusted, but I've heard behind the scenes stuff.
As for me,
Oh, then I suppose it's old Norris's turn. I've prepared a list of complaints and that I wish to recite to you all on a daily basis, and...
But rather chilly out here, isn't it? We should head back before we all catch a cold.
Yes, we shouldn't allow ourselves to spend too much time on these distractions.
bombs away!
But I must scream!
That actually kind of hurt my throat.
As always, I've drawn this place. Here.
Cordelio cliff drawing, yay! I'll keep Norris's picture as a souvenir of our journey.
The gauntlet runner stops amidst
We're getting
rocky
close,
terrain
we're getting close.
As twilight envelops the wilderness in darkness. The twinkling lights are not all stars. Some are the eyes of monsters, peering through the dark. To await the dawn in comfort and peace is a privilege only the gauntlet runner can provide.
You know, props to this game for coming up with something for the narrator to say, like, every time we go to camp, even though it's basically saying the same thing. It's like, oh, there's monsters and bad guys out there. Thank goodness you're safe. Huh?
Norris be like, I have no mouth and I must scream / boo.
Ah! Oh, that was Beowulf. Thank you for the 10 bits, Beowulf. I thought because the boo was probably Oak, but thank you, Beowulf. I've still never played that game. I do think I think I got that during a Steam sale at one point when it was like slashed really, really cheap. I hear it's good. I'd like to play it at some point, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. We should arrive in town by this time tomorrow. We've only got a limited amount of time left to enjoy these quiet moments. Once we get to Altabury, well, you know what's gonna happen. I'm starting to get nervous. And I'm very nervous. I'm worried about Fidelio. He's gonna die. He's gonna die, you guys. I don't want him to die. But he's going to. At least I've had like a long number of streams to get used to the fact that he's probably gonna die. And Illumibi, how you guys doing? Hi, Fidelio.
At this pace, we'll reach Altabury sometime tomorrow. You got the lance in the end, so I'll not deny I'll not deny you've got the skills for this, but I'll still be watching you until it's in Count Luis's hands. Hey, viewer. Oh, I disappeared. Hang on. Viewer. Hey, you playing the game, watching the game. It'll be in Count Luis's hands, and his gut, and his brains. Oh, and Gallica's adorable, isn't she? I love you, Gallica.
Basilio!
The night chills are creeping in. Suppose that means we're closing in on Altabury. And once the lance is in Lord Luis's hands, I'll be out of your hair, eh? Days really flew by.
Don't be out of my hair. Stay in my hair. Stay in my hair like a good conditioner. You gotta like leave it in for a little bit to set before you rinse it out. See, Nora said, oh wait, Beowulf says, dang, okay. Nora said, Maya voice, I love you. Rat said, so what would Logan's transformation be if he was a Decepticon? See, instead of Logan, Decepticon. I see what you did there. Hang on, let's check the pantry. Yeah, what do you think? I often just figure it'd probably the car that I drive. Rock beans and gauntlet shrooms. Yay. So yeah, let me know what I should be. Vera said Logan would be a cassette player. Hey, like Soundwave and Blaster. That's nice. Where is everybody else? Is Heisme up on the roof? Oak says Basilio turns green. Yeah, he's a color changing dog. That's fun, right? I think. Viewer said Pepper is one of his cassettes. Oh, that'd be adorable. Now I kind of want this to happen. Nora with an emote. Oak says, gosh, he's so hot. Who are you talking about? You talking about Basilio? Where is everybody else? We had like a couple people up on the... Oh, I guess, we'll just take a bath. Again. Take a bath. One more time. It's a bath cask. Take a bath. I think, is this our last one of the endurance ones? I'm not sure. Let's see. Nora says, oh, we have awesome new emote. Everyone say thank you, Crystal. Oh, that is a cute one. Thank you, Crystal. Doc says, so awesome. Rast says, I don't see it. Viewer says, 20 minutes. Oh, look at that. I am only 11 minutes behind. I am doing so well. Huh?
You can keep her close to her heart. Also, you get pretty sing-songy a lot of times. It's perfect.
Aw. I mean, I'm not good at music stuff, but I do like doing little singing to myself stuff like, I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Yeah. But thank you so much for the 10 bits, Vero. And for the fun idea. I like that. I do think there are probably other ways that like robots can have like the smaller minions besides just cassette tapes. But that's kind of the tried and true one. Let's see, Nora said, someone called me artistic once. Oh, it's an autistic joke. There we go. Beowulf says, neurodivergent. That was the word I was looking for. I don't know, I was thinking neuroatypical. Thank you. Neurodivergent. I hope neuroatypical wasn't like an offensive term. I don't know what is and isn't proper stuff. It's not the type of thing I talk about with people very often. All right, so this should be it. Oh, I probably should have checked to make sure we were ready to fight, because we're probably going to have to go into battle, I bet. We're probably going to have like a boss fight against a human or something. Because, like...
Tis nearly time.
Thank you, Toilet Duck. I did save. I have to wait until after we get out of the cutscene to save. But yeah, because Gallican said make sure that you're ready by tomorrow night. And so that was tomorrow night, last night. And so yeah. But thank you, Toilet Duck. Lesbian Wolf says, you can stare and look at other parts of the face instead of looking into their eyes, which makes it seem like you're making the right amount of eye contact. So what part, like the cheeks, maybe? Don't they say that if, like, you look at the lips of the person you're talking to, it sends, like, a subtle... like note to that person that you want to kiss or something like that, which I don't know how I'd be able to tell if someone is like looking at my lips. Bone says the protagonist looks a lot like Persona 3's protagonist. He does. And Stroll, the Unstroll over here, I think looks a lot like Persona 4's protagonist. In fact, Tiff in our community was kind enough to gift us the funds to get him a DLC outfit so he can dress like you, Narukami. But you're absolutely correct, Bone. Nora said, neurotypical are people without it. Neurodivergent have it. Well, that's what I was trying to say, like atypical, but I didn't know the right word. Rast says, how do you see Doorboy in the protag for metaphor? Well, he's got the hair. He's got the same hair, basically, I would say, Rast. 'Tis only a ways further until we reach Altabury. The city is likely abuzz with activity related to Saint's Day. I wonder if Luis is already there. Sooner or later, we'll have to hand Dracodios over to him. One must wonder what the brothers would tell him of our time on the island. I hope they will leave out any unnecessary feelings. I mean unnecessary details.
Got it?
We just have to stand tall and be confident. If you have to sell a lie, look them straight in the eye and say every word like you truly believe it. I get nervous about a girl who's that good at lying. But we're probably gonna go into like cutscene heck. And again, I don't know if Fidelio's gonna survive this. Oh, tonight we'll deliver the lance to Luis.
Got a sec?
This'll be the last time we're able to relax for a while. Once we arrive, we'll be jumping right into it. I can't blame you for feeling nervous. After all, we know what's coming.
Okay, well, let's talk to the dogs. And then before we read a book, we'll make sure that everybody's got good archetypes and equipment.
The divine lance. They call it reclamation, but those sanctists are pillaging the pagans' treasures, plain and simple. Sanctism's got nothing for us. We got no faith in their god or their sanctors. That's why we stand with Count Luis.
Well, that's something some of you guys got in common, right?
It's gonna be much colder in Altabury, you know. You're ready to layer up and keep warm, I hope. The furless tribes have to do what you can. Winter never really phased us UG, I suppose.
Do you have fur? Do you have fur? You look like you're bald on your skin, but you have a furry tail. Wait, hang on. Did we figure out if both of the dogs have tails? Oh, wait, where's the other dog? Well, I'll talk to Juna first. Then we gotta look for tails.
It's coming up.
We're finally getting close to Altabury. Saints' Day Eve at the Opera House.
Atlas, please make Logan a VA for a Persona character.
Okay, but if I was to be a voice actor for a Persona character, what character type would you think would you like me to do? Or like which of the character voices that I do would you prefer? Because I would love to do that. I would freaking adore working on one of these video games. And you know what, right now they probably need to find some people because there's still a video game actor strike going on, and I'm SAG eligible but not technically in SAG, so I would not be a scab, but I'd still probably feel guilty. But thank you very much for the bits there. I appreciate that. I'll read a couple more comments in the chat. Let's see, Kaddock says, how is there not more people? This is a crime! Rat says, what do you mean? We have 17 people in the chat. Kaddock says, Logan needs 1 million chatters. I mean, that might be a bit overwhelming. But I'd love it if we could have even more friends than we already have. But I appreciate all of you who are here, though. But I've always been trying to like expand our community. I do feel like lately, ever since we started multi-streaming on YouTube, like we've been doing pretty well with our streams. We've been doing almost as well as back in the golden days of Danganronpa. So I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty happy these days. Let's see. Quick 80 said, yeah, I saw the reply in chat. The weird thing, though, I think Oak actually got more than 10 bits that I set the TTS thing. I'll have to check back my VOD from today. Okay, because if it could be, like, more than that, then that would probably solve the whole thing. But so far, the TTS bits, have they caused any lag tonight? Oak says, if we're quiet, it's because Spoiler Chat is gossiping too hard. Quigator says, in Discord, I mean. Oh, and Rast, the message got Automod, said, so do I. Chaotic, we all need that many viewers. Yeah, sorry about that, Rast. I think it already got expired, but we had to block the word viewers just because we had all those bots were coming. It's like, want to buy viewers? Here's a totally not spammy link. So that's all it was. You didn't do anything wrong. Things are fine. There's never been a stage quite like this. Not for me, and especially not for you, because why would you? I've been on stages. I'm an important person. You're a baby is what you are. Like a literal baby. I still think it's those flowers that turn her into babies. All right, checking the pantry. We gotta find Basilio and talk to him. I don't know why I'm bothering to get all this stuff. I've never tried cooking once. I should do some cooking at some point, because I do have like a side quest that requires cooking. Gotta bake something with milk.
Testing if TTS is evil, maybe? Stream dead? No? Boo. Anyways, hey Longa. 3.
Okay. So how'd that go? And thank you for the bits. I have a theory that if it is TTS, it might have something to do with the length
Funny
of the...
enough, I later realized it always flags bots for com, so I later allowed it. Feel free to flag it again if needed.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate. Wait. Realize it always flags bots for .com. So okay, yeah, because I want to be able to post links and things like that. So thank you for those 10 bits. Sorry, I didn't hear the TTS sound go off that second time. So let me know if that caused any problems or any lag. But thank you both for the sets of 10 bits each, and for the tests and the information. All right, there he is, Basilio.
Damn it! I sank this festival, is it? Oh, I get a pit in me stomach just thinking about it going off without a hitch. Least it gives me a chance to hear Lady Juna sing, though. Better clean out her ears, eh? Your ears, eh? It's a privilege to listen to her, so don't go wasting it.
He's totally gonna join our party. So did we check? Does he have a tail? Oh, he does. He just has a shorter little tail. Wait, is Norris in here? We should check for him more frequently. No. Okay, so let's go. We're gonna check to make sure we got some good personas. Not personas, archetypes. I'm sorry. Because I don't know if I switched over to stuff that's just for training purposes or what, but let's save. And then we'll do that. We'll read a book, and then we'll be into whatever happens on Saints' Day, right? I just hope that if cool stuff happens, that my voice doesn't give out, and it's not as bad as those mouth-washing clips where it's like, wow, Logan really has a cold or something. So let's see, what archetypes do we have? Soul hacker, samurai, paladin, assassin, mass dancer, and summoner. Yeah. Oh, I should give her summoners stuff. Hang on. Before we go, this is just a bit more business and to build a more suspense for whatever happens in Saints' Day. We did just save, right? So we can try this. I want to go into Academia.
Oh, where was I?
And I just want to try out the summoner experiment thing, because like so far she it sounds like she can be really powerful, but we need to do this in order to get her to gain abilities. I sense the presence of a new archetype. Might I see them if you've a mind to show me? His fur's so soft and clean. Makes me curious how he takes care of it like this guy. Like there's a lot. Okay, we want special experiments. Want summon experiments. Okay, so we can do... So I need talismans. Goblin loincloth vessel. Okay, this I have 2 of each, so maybe I could do that. Talisman of the Avatar in the night. We got to see if anything else requires some of those beyond that. That's a 1/1. 2. Okay, what were these again? Avatar and night. So that also has an avatar. Anything else have an avatar? Oh, and an avatar there. So we would need 3 avatars total. And how many nights would we need? Just the 1 night? Oh, I'm a potion. How do you get these talismans? And I don't know if more will unlock as we find more types of talismans too. So maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should wait. Especially since that's just fire and she already has like fire magic. Oh, the war god. Anything else require war god stuff? That require... Oh, yeah. I don't have nearly enough of these to be able to confidently do it without possibly locking myself out of really good ones. So never mind. We're going to go read a book. It's going to be fine.
Again, won't you?
Let's see. Nora says to Oak, agreed. Weedle says, we be yapping. Doc said, if you guys were on that cliff edge, what would you yell? Oh, hey, that's kind of like the question I was asking. I feel like I would just try to get as far away from that cliff as possible because I don't like being like right on the edge of a cliff. It freaks me out. I had a bad experience at summer camp one time. Okay, so yeah, did we check everybody's thing? So it's Mass Dancer and Summoner. And so yeah, these are they're good. They're probably fine. Let's read a book. And we should be able to finish off this book today, I would assume. Have we read one that's longer than 3 times? Yeah, almost done reading it. Mustari's Guide to Life Outside. Give me some tolerance. Maybe this will level us up. Read the book. Let's see. Oh, I heard what happened. Okay, I'll read some chat. Quick said, I'm in terrible need of stackies. I'll be back. But thank you, Rast, for that. Rast says, I would yell, follow Logan Robo. Thank you, Rast. You're being a good hype man. Lesbian Wolf said, this game is beautiful. It really is. Like, visually stunning. And most of that is just Gallica. Crystal says, timestamp 27:15. Still, I'm doing pretty good there. Nora says, Crystal. Lesbian Wolf says, the sunlight bouncing off the cliff is so pretty. A bunch of emotes there. Crystal says, wait. Crystal says, Nora. Nora says, yeah. And then Nora says, I know. More emotes. Oak says, Beowulf, Bale, I made that same joke, but emote only didn't send it. Oh, what was the joke Beowulf did? Crystal said, it's the emote I drew for you. Oh, that Norris be like, I have no mouth, but I must growl. That was loud. I'm gonna guess that means I need to get back into the game, so I will do that now. Thank you very much, Crystal, for that. A section detailing the small, cute animals that exist outside the island is particularly worn. Oh, that's adorable. Yufa's excited to see animals. Yufa must have returned to this section often. But it goes on to depict some methods of mainlanders use to keep and raise animals for food. I can feel the authors and Yufa's shock through the pages. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Have I told you guys about how one of my film classes at the University of Utah, it was a bit, I can't remember which class it was. I think it was our directing class, or it might have even just been the intro to filmmaking and film editing. The professor was showing us like an example. No, it was a unit on documentaries. That's what it was. And he was showing us like, here's a documentary short film that one of our previous students made. And it was about how mink stoles and fur coats and things like that are made. And it was like in the factory, and it was showing these guys going around and killing minks and skinning the fur off of their flesh. Like showing them, like going around snapping all their necks and skinning them. And it was like, why are you showing this to people? Especially without a warning. It was awful. And that same thing she always says. So give me some tolerance. Okay, hopefully this will level us up this time because that's a lot. Oh, still not quite there. Well, darn it. Now the book's done, yeah? Oh, but we usually get another boost when we finish the book, right? With that, I finished the book. I feel like my understanding of the world has deepened. So if you give me some more, maybe now we'll get it. And... hey, there we go! Benevolent.
Tolerance.
Tolerance. 'Tis one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, take up a mantle of benevolence with which shall spur thee to aid thy people. A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passions may be inflamed. So we're level 4 on everything, so next we gotta focus on courage, because we'll need that for... Oh!
Speaking?
I've got something on the old girl's radar, so we'll be taking a short stop. Or are we gonna see another cool
Before
sight?
Altabury's mountains, the Gauntlet Runner sets upon the murky graveyard.
Ooh, murky.
The colossal bridges overhead are an impressive sight. During the Annex War, this land was a fierce battleground. Many soldiers, unable to return to their loved ones, found their final rest here. But few honor the dead. Their spirits take no solace. Their tragic remains are desecrated by wild dogs, leaving their bones exposed to the elements.
Well, good news! We have Heisman here. He can gather up those bones and put them in jars. He loves bone jars. Yeah, Lesbian Wolf, I don't think this place is quite as beautiful. I mean, it's still visually stunning, but I wouldn't call this beautiful. This is, gross looking. I'll read some more comments in the chat. Nora says, Crystal, yes, it's our second sub emote from ya. Queen Katie said, I'm back with wafers. Queen Katie, Lesbian Wolf says, on nights you aren't streaming, I watch the YouTube uploads to help me sleep. Aw, said your voice is great for that, Logan. Yeah, chat has mentioned that before, that apparently I can lull people to sleep with my voice. I feel like I probably don't do that when I'm like, you scream and stuff. But I guess the rest of the time, when I'm just talking like this, it helps people fall into a deep slumber. Lesbian Wolf says, on another note, are trains Transformers as well? I know nothing about it. There are some train Transformers. For example, in the Japanese spin-off series, they have a Transformers combiner called Raiden, which is just a bunch of train cars that all form different parts of an even larger bot. And each car can like turn into its own robot, but then they merge to a larger train robot. Because I guess in Japan, they love trains. Oh, and there's Tony's Game Lounge. Hey, Logan, how's it going? Going well, Tony. Hey, Vero or Crystal, well, one of the two of you, if one of you were here, be so kind as to do a quick shout out for Tony. Vera said, like Armada.
Astro Train is right there, frown.
Oh, okay, and that's true. Astro Train, he can turn into two things, a space shuttle or a train. I always forget about his train mode because he doesn't use that as often. I feel like it benefits from tracks often, but that is a good point. And Astro Train is great.
Where's the fucking...
And thank you for the 10 bits.
Wait, where's the fucking good? There were mines!
Mines!
I told you there were mines!
They were invisible for me.
Oh, god damn it. No.
Lately, anytime I see people playing group games like that, I want to get Repo and I want to play Repo. Oh, and it looks like we had a second shout out there as well. I'm going to put this music on top of that and make sure it's playing because I don't know if that music was DMCA safe or not.
Tony goddamn triggered it, didn't he? Yes, he did.
And I see the crystal popped over to YouTube.
That's exactly what I was hoping would happen, and that didn't disappoint.
So I got distracted. I saw Crystal popped over to YouTube saying, Logan, hey. Oh, it's going to be a joke. It's going to be a joke. What's the best gift you can give to someone? I feel like you've asked me this before, and I defaulted to there was an old sitcom from like the 1970s or something like that I loved watching reruns late at night years ago called Taxi. And they did a joke one time where the greatest gift that one person can give to another was, I think it was $18,000. So that's what I'll say. But Crystal says, a broken drum. Okay, because that's part of the setup. Oh, I bet it's because you can't beat it. I bet, broken drum. Nobody can beat that. Oh, see, there we go. The wording different, but the concept was the same. But I think you may have told that before, so I think that's why I was able to think of that. But thank you very much, Crystal. Crystal says, boo, It's scary. It's so frightening, Crystal.
Whoa, these bridges are huge.
It's not the size of the bridge, Calica. It's how useful the traffic pattern on it is. 'Tis an area defined by its numerous valleys. The bridges connect the flatlands and increase the amount of places in which people may live. That makes sense. But if these bridges were to fall in battle, those people would end up isolated.
Hey.
Yes, all very fascinating, but have you looked at what's directly in front of you? Those are the bones of people, aren't they?
Well, they're the remains of those who fell during the Annex War. This was the site of a fierce battle, and the dead were left to the elements, denied the dignity of a proper burial. This land is tragic. This land is cursed. I'll say it's tragic.
War is tragic, and we shouldn't disrespect the fallen here.
Yeah.
Indeed, I can't bear to think of something on this scale happening again. It brings me no pleasure to see it, yet it is valuable to experience the cold reality of battle beyond the legends and tales of valor. Carve this memory into your hearts.
That is why the magla that drifts about this place carries such an oppressive weight. I can feel the sadness and regret of those whose lives came to an end here.
I feel as though my wisdom has deepened after considering those who found their eternal rest here.
All right.
Yay! I saw dead people and got smart. Less smart, wise. Oh.
Hey,
Something wrong, Nerys? Your face has gone blue. Dabu-dee, dabu-da, do-dabu-dee. Are you scared? There's a shadow behind you!
That.
Behind you, Nerys, I just saw.
Hey!
Oh, do refrain from doing that again. Things of this matter are not my forte.
Why, Nerys, I'm surprised you put any stock in scary stories. You're a more gentle soul than I gave you credit for.
Too true, too true. Before all else, I'm a delicate flower.
Well then.
Well then, yes, you're a delicate flower. Shall we make a quiet departure so as not to rouse the dead?
He's a delicate flower, chat.
I'm sorry to have made such a fuss. I would like to give those who died a proper send-off, and drew this with that in mind.
Yeah, so now we can show Maria pictures of dead people, of corpses. I'll take this with me so that I don't forget the people whose lives came to an end here.
Altabury Heights, capital of the Principality of Montario.
We're here.
The eastmost country
Wait,
annexed
oh,
into
oh,
the kingdom
wait,
of
ba-ba-ba-ba?
I have no idea if you've streamed the series before, but if not, can you stream Resident Evil in the future?
Well, we have done Resident Evil 4, the 2005 version, not like the remake. Ah! That was a long pause. Thank you for the 10 bits, by the way. We have done Resident Evil 4, the 2005 version, because that's the one where Ashley Graham has large ears that are adorable. And long before we had a community here, I did Resident Evil 2, the remake. So I've done some. I'm open to doing more. I am not good at those games, especially with all the like ammo just rationing that you have to do, but I've enjoyed them very much. Resident Evil 4 was like so over the top. It was a lot of fun. And I know that Vero here in the community is a big fan of Resident Evil, chaotic. So thank you for the 10 bits.
Leading to the city begins near the coastline, but few gauntlet runners can contend against its steep slope. Those who complete the arduous climb are rewarded. City lights, dusted with snow, twinkle beautifully in the valley. But what awaits the party there is no reward, but their greatest trial thus far.
A
the
dead
hour
dog.
of reckoning draws near,
For the dog.
and they steel themselves anew.
But the dog doesn't enough. Fidelio's gonna die or get like injured really severely, maybe paralyzed. I hope he survived. Oh, animated cutscene.
the seat of sanctism, Altabury. Truly, I never thought I would see it in person. What is that giant structure?
A rock.
The monolith. In Sanctus Scripture, they tell of how the stone was shaped by God's own hand.
It's afloat. I'd only heard rumors that it didn't touch the ground, but to see it now.
We're stuck in traffic.
Are we finally moving again?
Just another trip for our songstress.
Hi,
We're
Gallica.
here at last.
Yeah, something bad's gonna happen. Something real bad's gonna happen. Just the way that ending was, yeah, this is not gonna be good. I mean, I know the narrator flat out said, biggest challenge yet, but I mean, the narrator is always gonna say that, right? We decided to present Luis with Dracodios, Lance of the Dragon God, aboard his gauntlet runner. the Charadrius. Am I saying that right? Charadrius? Charadrius? Let's hope he doesn't find out. The lance is fake. Oh, we're cutting right to it.
Well done. So this is the Lance of Legend.
The real one, yes, yes. The not the fake one we made. That is not the fake one that we made.
I am called Euphazia, priestess of the island. For personal reasons, I have joined them on their journey.
I hope you allow her here, Luis. I know that you don't believe in euthanasia, that you know, it's not moral for you to have people put to sleep, but she's great, so we believe in euthanasia.
You do not detest me?
I owe my life to them, and I understand they operate under your guidance.
Indeed. I had heard you were able to obtain the lance without incurring the islanders' hatred. Quite a feat, now that I know it to be true. Well done. At last, it seems that even fate has abandoned Fortin. Thanks to you, I was spared the effort of sifting through ashes to find this. If the islanders could not be persuaded, my next course would have been to raise their village to the ground.
Yeah, he's
the
a bad guy.
Caradrius' batteries would make that a fairly simple task.
Caradrius. Also, I would just like to point out that the moment Luis's face appeared on the screen, the lurkers jumped up by like 4 or 5 people. So I think that some of you lurkers appreciate you being here. I'm not judging, but I can tell some of you like some Luis, don't you?
Dang it, now I have to watch the RE4 VODs. How dare you do this to me, Mr. LoganRobo's Sir the Third?
I should warn you, there is a rather long stretch in which I get stuck in one part of the game, and I just repeat the words under the legs over and over and over again. So be warned about that. If you don't want to risk sitting through all of that, though, I do have a fair number of old Resident Evil 4 clips over on TikTok, so you have to scroll down a while to get to them, but they are there. But thank you very much, Cat. Oh, for the 20 bits! I feel like you're giving me an extra tip whenever it's more than 10 bits required for that. So thank you very much. Hey, crap, I just saw like half of those new lurkers left. They're like, crap, I got called out. This guy can tell that I'm thirsting after Luis. It's okay, it's okay. Hey, lurkers, it's fine. I don't judge you. I love Gallica as long as you keep your hands off of her. You can have Luis all to yourself. But thank you very much for the 20 bits. I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, he's just like, oh, the batteries like battering rams. For some reason, I was thinking like the batteries like to power it. But yeah, but they don't even have electricity in this age, right? It's all magic.
What?
The batteries?
Why are you surprised? At times, sacrifice is necessary to save the many. Was that not the exact reasoning by which your countrymen would have seen you die?
You're...
Hey, Yufa, keep it under control.
Have the lance brought to my chamber later. Thank you for your hard work in spite of your wound. Take care of yourselves.
Okay.
Now we need only to wait until tomorrow for the Saints' Day festival.
I hope every single one of our meetings with Luis gives me the chance to accidentally blow our cover by saying something stupid. Because didn't that happen last time, too?
The whole event will be held over 2 days at the Opera House.
The first day is the eve of the festival, and I'm scheduled to sing. Hope you're looking forward to it.
Okay, so obviously the bad thing's going to happen on the second day, so it sounds like we've got a lot of cutscene ahead of us.
Main festivities start on the second day. That's when all these divine relics will be dedicated and sealed. It's aimed at proving beyond a doubt that Sanctism is the highest authority.
All kind of daft though, isn't it? If they were that confident in their scriptures, you'd think they wouldn't have to bother with all that.
This is where Fortin dies. He and Sanctism itself. At the very least, it's worth giving him a memorable end.
Wait, are we still in the room right now? I'm not sure if when it cut to these two, if we left, did that cut ahead of time? Are we hearing him say this stuff? Yeah, pan around, let me see, are we? Oh, we're listening.
Lord Luis, I do hope you'll come and watch me sing this time. We missed you at the opening ceremony. If you're not there, it'll hardly be worth it.
You needn't worry. Having come all this way, it would be a waste not to show.
Well, I'm off to check out the Opera House. Want to make sure everything's shipshape for my solo, of course. The rest is up to you.
Yeah, I know. Why are you saying that out loud here? Like, you're making it more likely we'll get caught.
Dogs have good hearing.
You have all performed admirably. You exceeded my every expectation.
I do love the idea of like one of the characters performing an opera to distract the villain as we go after. This is great. This is great. I'm loving everything that's happening.
Soon, Forden's reign will come crashing down. From this point onward, I would have you forfeit the competition.
Do you know the lonely man? The lonely man, the lonely man. Do you know the lonely man who lives on plus or minus information redacted plus or minus have fun raiding the castle? Do you think they'll make it? Rukov goes back to bed.
Logan, I need you to make a pun about Beowulf Boo.
Ah! Okay, hang on. I gotta rewind a little bit here because there's a lot of stuff that was talking over. Okay, so let's rewind through all those. Thank you, by the way, for all the bits that everyone contributed. It looks like there was Vero doing a beef long at TTS. Actually, I'm having a hard time seeing whether that was with points or with no, that was with that was points or bits. I can't tell. And Oak did one as well. And then Rukov did 10 bits. Thank you all very much for the bits and possibly points and everything. So the first beef long at TTS. Let me scroll back up to that. Hang on 1 second. Oh crap! Where is it? I can't even find where it is. Oh, there! I heard what happened. I'm checking it. Hang on. Vera said, "Hey Longa, do you ever think that Luis's long hair is hiding a bald spot underneath Boo?" I mean, well, at the very least, it's got to be bald where it's coming out there. But you know what? I mean, I could possibly see that. That doesn't look like too much of a comb over. I'd like to think that he's got a really high forehead, like he's balding, so it's not a bald spot like in the back, but he has all these bangs to cover up the fact that he has a terribly receding hairline. So thank you very much. So that was with points. Thank you for the beef long at TTS. Then Rukov with the 10 bits. Thank you, Rukov, for the 10 bits. Says, do you know the lonely man? Do you know the lonely man who lives on information redacted? Have fun raiding the castle. Do you think they'll make it? Rukov goes back to bed. Good night, Rukov. Thank you for being here, and thank you for redacting the information since you do know where I live. 1 second, I got a cough here. And then the other one was asking for a pun on on Beowulf, like a Beowulf, like doing what? Like, you know, eating food. Beowulf sit down or something like that. If you're singing a song, like a Christmas song, it'd be In Excelsis Beowulf instead. Also, who was Beowulf? He fought a monster. Grendel. Grendel was the monster. Is there a pun we can do with Grendel? Maybe. What do you need the pun for? I'm very confused.
Hey Logan, do you know how to say hey hey?
Hey hey.
Say it with me. Hey
hey.
hey.
Hey hey. Did I do it right? Thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Beowulf. I still don't know why people wanted puns for you and what exactly the puns were, but let's get back into the game in just a moment here. And I'll read some more chat in just a moment, as soon as we get some background music.
Yourself fully to my campaign.
So what were you saying? Yeah. Crash it down. Okay. Oh, so he wants us to forfeit the competition, but obviously we're not going to because so much of the game is about us, like, climbing the ladder. So I think at the end, we're going to, like, probably become the new king, right? I think maybe one will, like, save the prince, but maybe then the prince will die, or the prince will turn out to be evil or something like that. Yeah, I think the prince will maybe turn out to be secretly evil, that we didn't ever know. And then we'll become the king. Yeah. So we can't, Luis. The narrative dictates otherwise.
Understood.
For now, rest your wings a while. Tomorrow's festivities will be a grand show indeed.
And Luis is no longer on the screen. I'm sorry for those thirsting after Luis. Let's see, Bill says, how's it not like when all of us... Oh, how's it...
seems the land's past muster.
So how's it not...
a peerless craftsman.
When, like, all of us are neurodivergent. I mean, am I really the only one who's not? At least I don't think I am. I remember talking to somebody who's, like, an autism expert one time, and I'm like... Because it was a weird thing I had a thought. I'm like,
Hey. So Logan, spoiler chat made a secret game of bingo and Sid just got a bingo.
What?
Check general chat.
Okay, hang on. I gotta check this out. I remember the time that we did chat bingo. In fact, I was just thinking about the other day. I wanted to one day do a reverse bingo where I create bingos for things that the chat does and then like keep it secret. Oh wow! Nora had posted said I didn't even get one. Okay, so what is the there's Oaks. Where is? Who just say got a bingo? Was it Tiff that got one?
Louis sounds like he's from a Victorian novel.
And he kind of looks like it, too. So I'd believe that. I'd totally go along with that. Thank you very much. Oh, it's Noobly for the 10 bits. Welcome back. So you found it because, yeah, last time you were hoping for the metaphor stream. So thank you. Okay. Looks like Queen Katie got a bingo. Oh, wait, no, but Crystal, everybody got bingos. A lot of bingos. Okay, so let's look at one of them. Here's one of them from Vero. And the bingo is, makes a face emphasizing his eyes, mentions love for Gallica, gets raided, discusses a convo from Discord, gets scared by a boo. Huh?
We were doing first to 3 bingos, and sabotage was allowed after the first hour. Like we can do tomcats and stuff and try to influence you to do things.
Okay, so I'll you know what, in that case, I'll try to avoid reading anything that isn't marked so that I'll still be, like, susceptible to that, because we're past the 1 hour mark now, but I want to see what else got a bingo here. So thank you very much for the 10 bits, Oak. Then this one is Crystal, and she got 2 bingos. One was going vertically, mentions Transformers, gets raided, free space, a sex joke. Did I make a sex joke? Seekers redeem. Oh, yeah, somebody did that. Going diagonally is mentions love for Gallica. Quote, I should read some more in the chat. Quote, thank you, Toilet Duck. And Mods abuse power. Oh, no, Crystal did get 3. And there's another one going vertically on the far right side. Mods abuse power. Makes a face, emphasizing eyes. More than 30 minutes behind. Crap, I'm more than 30 minutes behind. Oh, and hey, that's why you guys got me to say hey. And then Beef Longa, TTS. Let's see, some of the other ones from Queen Katie. Does something clippable. I did. Thank you, Toilet Duck. Gets rated. Mods abuse powers. This is so fun that you guys are doing this. Okay, I gotta check these out later. This is delightful. I am thoroughly amused by this. Oh, and over on YouTube, Vero's popping in and said, did Logan for gore about YouTube? There just hadn't been much written over there. YouTube is a lot sleepier during the metaphor streams, I noticed, but that's okay.
Tata, not Crystal. That's me.
Oh, was it you? Did I misread the name? Thank you very much, Tiff, for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Let me take a look and see. No, the one I read was from It's-a-Me Bonkers, and that's Crystal. So where's yours, Tiff? I don't see a post written by. I see Nora, I see Oak, I see Vero, I see Crystal. I see you commenting saying first to 3 bingos. So I don't, or was Crystal like doing a screenshot of yours, maybe? But thank you very much for the 10 bits, regardless. And so congratulations on getting the first 3 bingos. What is your prize? Or are you supposed to like demand a prize from me or something like that? But thank you very much for the, oh, I bet that's why Vera was asking. That was probably like, I bet one of the other spots was like, Logan forgets about YouTube or something like that. It seems the lance passed muster.
This was why spoiler chat was so lively tonight. DW, nothing bad happens in game this stream. As far as I know, Crystal kept breaking our no sabotage before 1 hour rule, so we had to remove her free spot and her hey spot. Very excited to see the reactions after.
Oh, reactions after, sorry, huh? Reactions after what?
Are you a Kirby fan?
Okay. Okay, thank you for the 10 bits there, Noobly as well. Okay, so doing these in order here. Reactions after stream. We have no prize, sadly, but thank you, Logan. We love you.
I just checked Crystal, and I had the same board.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense why you both would get it. Noobly, thank you for the 10 bits. I don't dislike Kirby.
I'm genuinely so mad because I don't recall you doing a something joke, so I didn't know I got a bingo frown, but I got one. Also, Sid is the forwarded one from Oak at the top. There is no prize, BTW. This is my last bits. K.
Oh, so thank you for the 5 extra bits then. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so Noobly, I'm not like, I don't dislike Kirby, but I've never played any Kirby games, so I'm not really a Kirby fan. My niece, however, loves Kirby, and she had given me a little, sorry, I just still had to cough again. Still recovering from some last symptoms from that cold. She got a bunch of like little blind box Kirby things and gave me a duplicate she had, which was like Kirby that had eaten a vending machine, and it was really adorable. So thank you for those 10 bits. Thank you, Tiff, for the 10 bits, the clarification on that, and thank you, Nora, for the 15 bits, the extra 5 bits there. Wow, that was a lot of back-to-back TTS. Did that cause any stuttering? If that didn't cause any stuttering or lagging, I think it's probably safe to say that at the very least, the TTS by itself is not causing the lag issues that we've been having lately, because that sounds like science to me. But yeah, Beowulf saying, how is it not when, like, all of us are neurodivergent? Weedle says, so many people I just don't know. I need to be here more. Well, we love having you here as much as you're able to, Weedle. We'd love to have you here more if you can. I hope your art project's going well. Weedle says, huh? Lesbian Wolf says, usually I just look at hair or just behind the person I am talking to. Oak says, Logan, you tell if someone is looking at your lips by looking at their eyes and see if they're looking at your lips. But, like, how do I tell they're not looking at, like, my chin or, like, my nostrils? I'm also the type of person, okay, have you ever seen on like TV shows, it'll be like, tell us about the suspect. And it's like, well, suspect was about 6'2", 230 pounds, standing about 25 feet away from me. I can't tell any of that stuff. If a person walks in, I just see a person, I'm like, I don't know exactly how far away this person is, how tall the person is, how heavy the person is. I cannot judge any of that at all from looking at a person. I don't know how anybody does that. I'm assuming that means I need to get back in the game. So thank you very much. And thank you that's all that the spoiler chat was going on. I was getting really worried about Fidelio, so hopefully everything is fine then. Nothing bad is going to happen to our dog friend. But thank you very much. I'll read some more of the chat in a little bit though. It seems the lance passed muster. Norris is a peerless craftsman, if nothing else.
I didn't realize the bad guy you guys want to murder is a bad guy!
Yufa?
Yufa? Are you okay?
Oh, that's right, it's voiced, huh?
I wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo. If you've seen it, then you mean it, then you know you have to go fast and furious. Drift, 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 fast and furious, drift, drift, drift. This is a test to see if long TTS kills stream.
Did it? I think it was fine. Like, it looks good on my end here, but thank you for the 10 bits. And this is another one of those things I feel bad admitting. I've never seen any of the Fast and Furious movies. I know that they're about family, though, apparently. But I've never seen any of them, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. And thank you for the scientific experiment. Maybe it's just certain days of the week in TTS. Maybe it's Thursday TTS or something like that. But thank you for the 10 bits and for testing it out.
He would have destroyed my home. How could he suggest such carnage with not a shade of guilt?
He's a bad guy.
I was sure that deep down, all people are inherently good at heart. But now, you made it sound like you were bound to kill him at any cost. And now I understand why.
There you go, kiddo! Turn that sadness into murderous indignation.
I see. Then let's get back on track and go find ourselves an inn. You've got more supporters now. I dare say we'll find better lodging than we could before.
Having a vampire boyfriend would be amazing because every time you get your period he gets a little snack / please don't ban me low.
Oddly enough, Noobly, that is not the worst vampire joke that we have had on this stream. I did a Halloween stream a couple of years ago with Dracula. He joined us for it. And we played Phasmophobia, and he made a very inappropriate joke about, just 2 words. Ruby showers. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Anyway, if there's a full video on YouTube if you want to check it out and find the full context. But why would you? Why would you ever? Actually, because it's really funny. But anyway, thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. All right. So what was he saying here? Oh, we'll find a better inn. I hope that we're not going to leave and then it'll pan over and right around the corner of the dogs and they're like, we finally heard them admitting that they're going to kill Luis.
I wouldn't be so sure. This city's in the palm of Forden's hand. And we're the ones who...
Logan, stop kicking puppies and insulting children. It's mean.
I don't.
Boo.
I mean, I do insult children in games, not real children. But thank you for the 10 bits.
During the exhibition.
I appreciate that. I assume that's just more TTS testing? So we say, yeah, we're the ones who humiliated him during the exhibition. And this makes sense because, like, even if we're in the top 20, it's not like that our popularity is going to be... I'm saying it's not like it's going to be equally distributed in every city that you go to. It's like elections in America without going into political stuff. Like, every city will have a different percent divided up for different candidates and things like that. But thank you for the Seekers. Redeem, Atlantic.
All the same, we're about to do something big.
Please insult my firstborn child.
He's a crybaby. He's a stinky pants pooper, pants peer, baby.
Baby can't even stand walk on his own, baby. Doesn't know how to talk, get a job, baby. Baby. I'm not good at insulting babies.
I'll take anywhere, so long as I can stretch out.
But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're saying all the same. We're about to do something big. To be honest, I'd take anywhere as long as I can stretch out. It's cold. Let's stay in the Gauntlet Runner. We can set up camp right here on the sidewalk. Let's do that. Let's set up camp right here.
Here's as good as any spot to make camp.
Why? That's worse than staying in the runner.
Oh, crap. I didn't know it would make Gallica sad. Gallica was a joke. It's a joke, Gallica. I love it.
Then why don't we look for an inn run by a Mustari?
I thought this city was the seat of the church.
In times before the church, it's said many diverse faiths and teachings took root in this city. That's why Montario is the only mainland nation that trades with the islands.
Indeed. My grandfather often said that until his generation, the only prominent building of the Sanctus Church was that opera house. Though the prevailing story now, of course, is that Sanctism reclaimed this land from malevolent pagans.
Either way, I'm certain there should be quite a few Mustari who feign conversion and live in seclusion.
If one of these Mustarians really exists, it may work in our favor. Let's look for it.
Oh, crap. Is this going to be one of those things where I got to run around and talk to people until I find a Mustari inn? I guess that the mechanic is to get me to know the layout of the city, but if they do that, that's always the most annoying thing in these games.
Speaking of...
Okay, no. If it is a Mustari-owned inn we seek, then I know of one in the center of town. 'Tis called Skyward Tavern. I recall it being rather pleasant, with very little that would point to its Mustari roots.
Certainly.
It was on Dia Franco Street, if I'm not mistaken. We gotta get a code for Gallica.
It's so cold. At least Hulkenberg is in her element. Can we get going before we freeze, though?
Okay, let's save our game, and then we gotta get Gallica somewhere warm. Or maybe we'll just spend 2 hours just talking with people in the streets and never even get to Saints Day. Let's see. Lesbian Wolf says, usually, I read that. Oh, pin message Queen Katie wrote, said, Sir Logan, I am concerned for our Grimlock. Is he safe in our humble abode? Grimlock is right here. Grimlock is right here.
Me, Grimlock, perfectly safe. No need worry. These words are not Grimlock's under duress. These are not by compulsion. Logan is not holding me, Grimlock's friend Wheelie, hostage. Me, Grimlock, would blink 3 times for help if Grimlock could blink. Me, Grimlock, fine.
Yes, Grimlock is fine. As you can see, he's totally fine. There we go. Okay, let's talk to some people who are fussing over here. Grumpy Man. Curse that driver, getting lost in the mountains and in the snow, no less. I thought I'd freeze to death. I'm supposing the inns around here are all full too? I wonder if we'll have to go to the far side of the street. Is that bad? Going to the far side of the street? Is this how we leave? Okay, that just takes us outside. All right, so let's talk to people. I see a speech bubble over here. Who are you, weirdo? Town crier? Oh, you're not battling. You probably suck. Hey, we welcome you to Altabury. Oh, aren't you that Elder candidate? Out with you. Go back whence you came. This land is under the protectorate of the Sanctus Church. We've no shelter for heathens.
I guess we've reached some level of notoriety, haven't we?
Oh, so that's the downside to fame, is that people hate you. Traveling performer.
This is the best.
I hear there's a motley crew of candidates gathered here. This year's Saints' Day is looking to be the most festive celebration we've had yet. I've heard rumors those relics once belonged to the church, which would mean His Eminence Fortin's standing is as good as assured. Can we look at the map of this place?
All right, then.
Hey, what happened?
I just heard it. What happened? Does that mean I need to read some more? I probably need to catch up in the chat, but oh, there's more people over on YouTube, by the way. Pest says, hello here, chat. Hi, Pest. Welcome. Are you new, or are you someone I know but under a different name? If you are new, I should give you our schedule. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. So yeah, and if also here, let me give you this. I need to do this more often. Let me post a link tree over there. Of course, you're probably about to say it's like, no, it's me. You already know me under a different name. But I'm just being careful. Here's a link tree that has all my social media, Discord invite, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all the good stuff. Feel free to make use of that or ignore it. But hi, past. Vera said, he said the H word, heathen. Whoa, Weedle said wrong account. Oh, it was Weedle under a different account. That makes sense, Weedle. Insect, pest. Crystal says, oh, Crystal posts that. Thank you, Crystal. Crystal says, lol. Weedle said, it is the Weedle. Crystal says, I am 2 steps ahead /J. You are. I found that, like, I don't know if it's you or Vero, but somebody also is even, like, setting the chat after streams to emote only before I even remember how to, or remember to. So thank you very much. Oh, hang on. There's a pinned message.
What now?
This is written by Beowulf, pinned by Vera, said, pin this please. Now do your duty, hee hee, and make sure Grimlock is put back safely. Okay, hang on. Here's where Grimlock is. Yeah, let me. Grimlock is perfectly safe. Grimlock's perfectly safe, right there. There. See? Perfectly safe. Perfectly safe. But thank you very much for the pinned message. All right. Where else are? Oh, is that someone else to talk to? Talk to a horse or a knackered coachman. I want to stand the other side of the horse. Finally got those nattering nobles off my carriage. It's always like this around Saints' Day. I can't just abide how self-absorbed all these hoity-toits are. I'm so cold. Stop, I'm wagon sick. Forget Altabury is up a mountain, did ya? If you don't like the carriage, go on and buy yourself a gauntlet runner, why don't you? Suppose that'd put me right out of a job, though. Grumble, grumble, grumble. All right, who else we got? We got a flustered card. You! Oh, you're the elder who made a mess of the exhibition in Brylehaven, aren't you? Listen here, Altabury is the stronghold of the Sanctus Church. You don't stand a chance. Oh, I'm so flustered, though. Why am I so flustered looking at this man? Why does he make me feel these feelings? Sussy baka? Anybody want to talk up here? Nobody? Yeah, this is going to take 2 hours just talking to everybody. There's somebody down here. Who are you? Oh, we've seen this guy. Rudolph.
Yes, hello.
The red-nosed reindeer, the purple-lipped person.
I hope Forden isn't the next pope.
That'd be really, unfortunate, I think. I'm always so confused at how they pick, like, popes and successions. Like, do they like, elect them with, like, cardinals?
Hey, Alonga. So sabotage is allowed, so, could you perhaps mute your mic and forget to unmute it, please?
I don't know if I can do that on purpose. Thank you for the 10 bits there. I don't know if I can do that on purpose, though. Because, like, forgetting implies that I didn't do it. So I don't know if I can do that. But you know what? I am just flighty and scatterbrained enough. I have to pause it so often for coughing and sniffles and stuff that it may happen. So just believe. But thank you, Noobly and Oak, for the 10 bits each. And yeah, Noobly, I know that they pump out smoke when they decide a new pope, right? That is a thing. But thank you. Not in my wildest imaginings did I believe you'd survive long enough to meet me here in Altabury. In all honesty, I'm shocked you made it past the exhibition. Nevertheless, you'll be sorry to know I've acquired my offering relic as well. Such a spectacular offering will surely astound citizens and candidates alike. Good for you, Rudolph.
Wonderful, isn't it?
How are you, Monolith Gazer?
Oh, there.
Oh, you there! Is the view not spectacular here? That impressive structure out there is called the Monolith.
Crap, I should have had the camera pointed the other way. Oh, thank you, game.
The rumors were true. It looks like a sculpture jutting out of the sky more than the ground. Truly a sight to behold. With the Opera House at its base...
Oh, because that's where it is.
It's truly this city's landmark. 'Twas well worth a trip from Grand Trad to lay eyes upon it.
Calling it now, after whatever happens in the Opera House is going to collapse and that thing's going to come down and crush somebody. Oh, I hope it isn't Fidelio. I hope it's Luis. Hope it isn't, like, someone in our party, though. But it's gonna crush somebody. It is Chekhov's rock. So that's up that way. Let's head down this way first. We got some type of shopkeeper guy here. Mag broker. I don't need mag broker. I heard chat. Blanching woman. I don't even remember what the word blanching means, but I will read some more chat. Oh, another pin message. Pin this please too, says, man, isn't Vero great? I'm surprised you haven't talked about him yet. So let's talk about him. Like how great Vero how great the oh crap. Okay. Yeah, that was probably another bingo thing by getting me to say Vero instead of puzzles. But to be fair, you did capitalize the word puzzles there. Like how great the Veros. I did it again. Even no crap. Great. How great the puzzles in hit puzzle game Catherine Full Body are. Crap.
How is a reindeer able to run for king?
Well, you know what? After he guided Santa's sleigh, they realized we should stop discriminating against reindeer. Every single other type of fantasy race in this, they're all racist against, but not reindeer. Never reindeer. Not after that wonderful Christmas lesson that they learned in Rudolph. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Noobly. I appreciate it. And Beowulf, you sneaky sneak there with that pinned message. Blanching woman, what are you doing lying in the middle of a public rout? Are you quite all right? You do realize you're in the way, don't you?
I'm dying.
Why, I never! Don't just stare, get up! Away with you! Oh, Blanche! Blanching someone. Why are you dressed so light-colored, lady? Lady? Dude? I don't know what you are. I don't care. I will smack into you anyway. It's a big city, so let's stay out of stay on the route we have to be on for now. Okay. Pew! We're gonna head toward Opera House. Pew! Wee, 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 this way. Oh, there's so many people. There we go. I gotta read some more in the chat, though. Beowulf says to Weedle, a lot of Logan's viewers are neurodivergent. Weedle says, oh yes, so am I. Oak says, me. Vera says, I mentioned Armada for future Logan because you said there are other ways to have little guys. Oh, yeah, like the mini-cons. Wait,
Do you have plans on doing another April Fool's type of stream? We loved Miguel and Mandy's so much. Speaking of, what do you think of them? Also, I am so sorry for derailing your stream with Bingo.
It's all good.
Face emoji.
It's all good as long as it's fun. As long as you guys are enjoying it, that's what matters. And thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. I mean, I might. The problem is, it was a lot of work preparing that. So I do want to occasionally do this type of big streams, kind of like that one Valentine's Day stream. I don't know if you ever watched the VOD for that one, Oak. No, I think you did. I think you said you watched that VOD, right? And the April Fool's Day stream, but it might be a little while because like life do be busy, and I need time to make those things. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. And hey, it looks like the pin message isn't going down, so I'm gonna have to unpin that myself, I think. There we go. Okay, Nora says, unnecessary feelings mentioned. Doc said, wait, does Mantis have blue hair and pronouns? Mantis has, well, I was gonna say Mantis has blue eyes. Canonically, I gotta check Eglin's old stuff. Mantis is canonically bald, but might have blue eyes. Ernest Monk.
You? So you're the elder causing all the rumors. That other candidate, Loveless, has been searching all over for you.
Oh, Loveless wants to see us? Are we gonna be friends now?
I don't know what you did to the lad, but I don't want any trouble in this city, am I clear?
Okay, let's find Loveless. Who's this? Whinging woman. Only thing down there is a hot spring! And the magic shop, hardly worth a climb back up. The whole city was excavated out of a mountainside. You get used to it, I suppose. Gallica, we're going to hot spring! Hot spring, Gallica! Gallica, hot spring, Gallica! Gallica, we're gonna be wrapped in towels in a pool of hot water. Gallica and me in the hot spring. Anxious believer, what you got to say, yo?
Cripes. I'm here to celebrate Saints' Day, but one wrong turn and I'm utterly lost. Oh dear, there's something foul in the air. Where am I? It's all getting dark. In this city, the upper classes reside in luxury in their mansions up high, while those of lesser means and values disgrace the public order down below. I don't care. I'm gonna get in a hot spring with my fairy wife. Oh, this is shiny. White Peaks Magic Shop. Oh. A dead guy, unidentified corpse.
It's terrible.
In a city this cold, I imagine a lot of people die from exposure. But on the plus side, the cold probably preserves their bodies for a while.
Look, I don't give a toss who's king. I just want
Is this another dead guy? But he wasn't unidentified. Wait, where's this hot spring? I wish to get nude with my woman in water. Or oh, maybe that's down this cave? I thought this was like a mine.
Oh, so this is the hot spring. The water here is supposed to melt away your anxiety and nervousness. Hey, this is no time to be kicking back in a hot spring. But we will come back another time, I promise you, protagonist.
Okay, Gallica, if you promise me. Because that was something that you said, not something that I made you say. You surely said that of your own volition. Damn. Wait, where the crap am I? I emerged in a different area.
Two brothers chilling in a hot spring 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
You know, and that's what you do. If you're closer than 5, if you're like 4.5 feet, you're gay. Then you got to make out. That is the rules of hot springs, right? I assume. I've never actually been to a hot spring and seldom have even been in hot tubs. But I assume if you're less than 5 feet, if you're 4'5" away from someone in a hot spring, you got to make out. Them's the rules. Thank you for the 10 bits, though.
Something in the air? Love mayhaps? Wrong. Gas leak.
I thought it was going to be a boo. Oh, it's Vero! You know, a gas leak, that can make you feel all tingly and lightheaded as well. And then you can die together like the people in Pompeii Ash or something like that. But thank you for the 10 bits. I tried to make it romantic, but it didn't work out. Frightened Mustari! I fear the increasing number of warrior monks as Saint's Day approaches. We have converted to their sanctist faith, yet they still despise us. Somewhere in their hearts, they still see us as lesser. I couldn't tell you how many Mustari have been imprisoned for crimes they didn't commit. Let's see if is this another dead body? Yeah, but he's not unidentified, so I'm not going to comment on him. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, hey, buddy, you're purple. Can you be Queen Katie's new favorite friend? Her last purple man died. Can you be your new purple man? You're Queen Katie's new purple man, buddy. And, oh, it's Julian! Oh, he doesn't have a portrait anymore? Well, color me surprised. Your being here tells me you've also obtained a divine relic. I hardly had to lift a finger to get mine, thanks to my contracts, but I can only imagine the toll it must have taken on you. By the by, there's a podium in this city too, isn't there? I'd see them frequently in Briarhaven, but to be honest, I couldn't bear to listen. Those were the ravings of a madman, a cheap ale, the only purpose of which was to intoxicate the masses.
Hey Logan, what do you think of Beowulf? For no particular reason, does Beowulf have opinions that are often correct? Also, Beo got a blackout. Every square on their board crossed off.
Oh, so then it's okay to say stuff, because do everybody have like the same squares, but just, because you're trying to get me to say Beowulf is always left? Is that how we say it? Beowulf is... Oh, Doomy rated with a party 1! I guess I'm just not going to say it, Oak. But thank you for the 10 bits. Oh, Doomy, could we get a shout out for Doomy? How was your stream? What were you... Oh, you're playing some Minecraft. How'd it go, Doomy? Welcome to the stream. Oh.
You've been through a lot.
She's so pretty. Miko is so pretty. Oh. Oh my god, her hair looks like a rose.
Oh, I remember this clip.
Have you ever tried shooting locusts with a bow?
She's so pretty.
Yeah, Odumi was not listening to anything there about locusts with bows. Odumi just wanted to see pretty lady hair. But thank you very much for the raid. How are you doing? I should read some more in the chat. I am so far behind. Let's see. Crap, where'd I leave off? Doc said, I've just realized. Oak said, yes, it's crazy. Nora said, yeah. Oak said, he's homosexual with no home. Oak said, you guys like my joke? Nora said, so just sexual. Doc says, homeless sexual. Oak says, yes. Vera said, crazy. He was crazy once. Vera said, yes. Nora said, and me. Doc said, actually makes me curious. What kind of characters do you like voicing the most, Logan? Honestly, I like doing just weird voices. The more normal it is, the more bored I get with it, to be totally honest. I like doing accents, but some of the accents are harder, so I guess easy accents, I suppose. I like doing the Maya voice and the Judge Udgy voice, although both of them are hard to do for long periods of time because they take a toll on my voice. But yeah, so easy accents, weird characters, stuff like that. But I think the more pertinent question is, which do you like hearing the most? Nora said, would die to VA in a Persona game. Vera said, meanwhile, if I want a VA in a game, I want a VA in Enna. Well, is Enna... Oh, no, they do have an Enna game now. I keep forgetting it's out. Is it a free game or is it a cheap game? Nora said, I still really hope... Oh, someone just gifted subs to Crystal and Bone. Thank you. Was that Batmanon? Thank you, Batmanon, for the 2 gifted subs. What was that there? Oh, it was just it going off twice. I thought there was like another thing coming through. Thank you. Oh, wait. Is somebody gonna try and get a bingo piece for like a hype train or something like that? Is that what's happening? But thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Batmanon. So Crystal and Bone, your subs. Wait, Bone, have you had a sub yet? Or is this your first one? I was gonna say, Crystal, your sub is returned. Bone either has returned or I think this might be your first one. Yeah, hang on. But thank you so much, Batman on! I appreciate that. I gotta read some more of the chat because I'm still so far behind though with the ba-ba-ba.
It's a free game with the first chapter out. It was pretty fun and I spent 3 hours clearing it, also lag.
Okay, so maybe the lag was caused in part by the gifted subs. Maybe it's like there's a buildup of alerts. Maybe I need to periodically like turn off the alert box and then turn it back on or something like that. Or it might just be Twitch. I don't know, but it makes me sad. But if there's buffer, that's a good opportunity for me to catch up and chat. But thank you very much for the 10 bits and for the heads up, Vero. Nora says, I still really hope they can get the voice actors for the P4 remake back. I hope so, but it won't happen if they make it before the voice actor strike is over, because I know at the very least Aaron Fitzgerald Chie is not doing any games while the strike is going on. And it's been going on for like, how many months? Like 9, 10 months, something like that. I'm not sure how many. Weedle says, be a puppy kicker voice actor for real, for real. Rat says, well, good night, Lesbian Wolf. Oh, wait. Did Lesbian Wolf say good night earlier and I missed that? Did I miss that? If so, good night, Lesbian Wolf. I'm sorry if I missed that. Good night. Oh, Hype Train! Oh, because Oak gifted a sub to Nora. So I don't know if that's on the bingo, but thank you so much for the Hype Train, everybody. I wish I could see what's going on over there in that chat that you guys are doing. Thank you. Oh, and it's already 95% of the way to a level 2. Thank you so much. I gotta read a few more comments. If you're lurking, I will get back to the game, I promise. Quick Gator said, speaking of VAs, I was considering auditioning for this amazing game I'm in love with, but I had to ask the devs a question on if I could do it unpaid if I was picked, because, you know, disabled income would poof if I got there $100. I sometimes will see stuff online. Huh? Oh, and Oak gifting a sub to Rast! Thank you so much. Oh, I think I'll put us over for a level up in the Hype Train. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Hi, yipe.
Hi, yipe, indeed. That's right, because if you donate during a Hype Train, you get access to exclusive emotes afterward. If you haven't collected all of them already, that is. Thank you so much for the tip. Huh?
This is a question for Logan and chat. What is your favorite bands? It can be any genre. Mine are Set It Off, Green Day, and Boo.
Ah! Your third band choice is scary, but thank you so much, Chaotic, for the 10 bits. I don't think I know Set It Off. I do know Green Day. I love their song Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I love Weird Al. I like quirky bands. They Might Be Giants is good. I don't know, like a lot of older stuff too, like Oingo Boingo, Bare Naked Ladies. Are Bare Naked Ladies even still around? I don't think they are. I went to a phase where I got really into banjo for a while, like the sound of it, and there was a Mumford & Sons album that I really liked. But yeah, I don't have hip taste with music, but thank you so much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. But yeah, Queen Katie, the whole like auditioning, every now and then I'll see something, it's like, we're auditioning for stuff for blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, crap, I know my agent would never let me audition for stuff like that, but I always think, what if I said, hey, I'll audition, but I just gotta be free, I gotta be pro bono. Otherwise, my agency has to get involved, and they wouldn't want me like doing stuff like this that's like that low of paying. But yeah, why not ask if you can do it? I'm sure, to be honest, the devs would probably love to have you do it. People do it pro bono.
The prize I came up with was gifting 2 subs in Sid and Bayo's name.
Oh!
Congrats to them for winning bingo. We love you, Sir Longa. Thank you for always bringing so much joy to all of us. And Boo less than 3.
Ah! Okay, so hang on.
We're no strangers to love, you know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of you. When you get this from any other guy, I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say.
Oh, and it didn't even get quite through the whole Rickroll there. But first of all, oh, thank you for the 100 bits for those gift subs. That is a fun idea for a prize there. Also, I hope that now that your bingo is done, that you guys will still continue to stick around for the second half of the stream. That nobody's gonna go, well, bingo done, time for bed. But thank you, Oak, for the 100 bit. Thank you, Noobly, for those 10 bits. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let me read a couple more comments. We'll get back in the game. I know we lost a bunch of lurkers here, but I will be back in the game. I promise it, but I'm so far behind. Doc said, all right, I'm going to grab food. I'm so hungry, BRB. See you when you get back, Doc. Raz says, bye-bye, Doc. Have a good meal. Said Law, metaphor, protagonist, summon a persona, and shrug when they find out it's almost the same thing. Huh?
Walk in all coolly and slides this across the table. Buy something sweet with that. Sugar, Chip's hat.
Thank you very much for the 150 bits. That means I get to treat myself to a candy bar. I think I did tell you I got some day after Easter discounted candy, some Easter Reese's eggs. So I'm very excited about that. Sorry, I got a really bad cough. I can... I need to get over the last stretch of this cold. I apologize, but thank you so much for the 150 bits, Vero. And thank you all for the hype train. Still got a little over a minute left in it. We're level 2, 38% of the way through. And like that type of generosity, again, it's always appreciated, never required though. But so thank you so much for that. We got a couple more comments over on YouTube as well. Crystal says, as soon as you wave bye, I try to put in emotes only. I appreciate that, Crystal. You're so on the ball with it. Thank you. Weeda said, I need you to say, Beowulf is always something for no reason at all, you puppy kicker. I will say it fine. Beowulf is always right. Vera says, laughing. Weedle says, I need it. Vera says, which Disney/Pixar character that you think could make it as a new king, gender neutral, of this kingdom? Ooh. You know who I'd like to see as king? Cusco from The Emperor's New Groove. Build a big water slide. I think that'd be awesome. Pin Message Vera said, by the way, Hype Train just isn't in the bingo card. We just love it. Oh, I thought it was. Oh, well, thank you then. 10 more seconds. 9, 8. Thank you. I thought you were like doing a thing for the... Thank you, Vero, for pointing that out. And everybody, you guys are awesome. I love and appreciate you all. Hang on. I got like a piece of phlegm in the back of my throat. I can't dislodge. Hang on. One second. I gotta step away for just 1 second. I apologize. There we go. I am so sorry. That was a gross cough, and I just didn't want to be anywhere near the camera for that. Thank you so much for the Hype Train. Hype Train is concluded, and I did get a new emote, so let me go ahead and share that. And I should play some game. We're bleeding lurkers who are just like, all this guy does is cough on mute. Perhaps it's time I took to the pulpit. Electing a king and looking to the future requires the acumen of an enlightened thinker. Did we ever find out what happened to the little penguin-looking guy? Okay, there's still so many people. Let's talk to this person over here first. Pew! Trembling monk. Besides Luis, all the candidates gathered here and are intimidating and truly fearsome in a fight. Just being near them has me quivering.
Drink water, Logan. I really hope you are okay in the sickness frowns. I will send the list of our bingo prompts in general. 3. Boo, we love you, Manga.
Thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. I should have drunk some water there. I mentioned this before, but anytime I get sick for weeks afterward, I got this post-nasal drip drain in the back of my throat. And sometimes I just get like lodged in the back and I can't dislodge it. It's awful. But anyway, thank you so much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate it. Oh, and I was trying to catch up on YouTube a minute ago. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Pixar already answered that from Vero. Oh, and Nora said Logan dying was not on our bingo cards. I lived, y'all. I'm fine. I just had a really bad... This happened last time I was sick too. Back in, was it October or November, something like that? Huh?
Cough on Mute is my new band name.
Cough on Mute. I appreciate that. I think that'd be cool. What genre of music is that, though? But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Noobly. I appreciate that. Oh, that's all this dude had to say. I still don't even know where the heck I am. I've just been wandering around this place. I think we might be getting closer to wherever we're supposed to be. Oh, this is where the podium is, so we can listen to the heated conversation. There are so many conversations around me. Saint's Day at long last. His Eminence Forden ought to be able to secure his victory here. Guess the majority of city folk are in favor of Sanctifex Forden, eh? But Luis is as popular as ever, I see.
Now what am I to do?
I, for one, think there's something fishy about him. Rumor has it he's even pulling some strings behind the scenes.
And the frontrunners haven't made a move? What's the point of the tournament, then? Well, if it's the boy candidate, I got me eye on. Ever since the exhibition, he steadily improved his standing.
Preposterous! Who'd get behind a kid that slung mud in the face of the church?
Sanctress Joanna was to blame for that, though. The only reason people support him is because he's an elder. You watch, they'll dump him without a second thought as soon as the novelty wears off.
Look at that.
Tensions seem high.
Who'll take the crown now?
Also, I keep forgetting, I'm supposed to be like collecting Magla from these things, and how do I do that? Do I talk to the guards? Closure, a business King's Rock. Yeah, do I look at the King's Rock that gives me Magla?
We'd like to see the rock. Just a quick peek, then we'll be off.
Only to look, yes?
So there's a coronation rock in this city too. Wonder how the ratings are doing. The top 2 candidates, Forden and Luis, are absolutely dominating. Rudolph's face is still small, but I think he's in 3rd. Oh, so much for a fair fight. Godot's ranking has dropped a bit. On the other hand, Rella seems to be gradually gaining more support. You're nowhere near the top of this thing, but I feel like your face is a little bigger than before, maybe? Keep at it, and who knows, maybe your face will get chiseled next to these titans. I hope, anyway. I want to see your face chiseled.
There we go, 30,000. Hadn't done that in a while.
At least we know where we stand. Should we get back to it?
Yes, more people to talk to. What about you, buddy? Energetic merchant. Saint's Day is the best. Even in cold like this, I'm ranking in the sales. Sanctifex Forden and St. Rella's portraits are in high demand every year. I did hope Master Godot's would be moving a little better. He's a candidate for the throne after all. Oh, well, I suppose I overpriced him. Kind man.
Looking for a place to stay? Well, the inn's right up ahead, mate.
Okay, so then we don't want to go here then. That's up ahead. We gotta go back the way we came and wander around some more. We gotta make sure we do not, wait, crap. This is how we went down. Oh, so this is all the same area. But we gotta talk to this dude. Road watching monk.
We're restricting the number of people on this path due to construction. Only those with a valid permit may pass through this way.
Hey, can you make an exception?
You're that elder candidate, aren't you? Your foul reputation has reached this city. I'd give up on attaining that permit if I were you.
What? What foul reputation? We haven't done anything wrong. Some tells me he's not going to see things our way, though.
Elden rubbish.
That didn't work.
My money's on
okay, so we have talked to everybody around here then. So, yeah. So then let's go to the end. I guess we're done. Let's save, and then we'll head in there, and we'll advance it. And then we still got like almost an hour and a half to see horrible cutscenes where characters we love and care about will probably meet ignominious ends. Let's see. Crystal was saying, chat, hey. Wrath says, hey. Crystal says, with his little face. Oak says, Crystal. Doc said, Mr. Robo does not need this. Wrath says, what? Crystal says, yeah. Weedle says, I think this is the first time I watched stream in like 4 months. Fool's Day. Oak with the timestamp 41:41. I'm over an hour behind. That is bad. Weedle said, I still have Logan opening his eyes white from my lock screen. It's funny. Huh?
Sent all the bingo prompts in general. 3. You can check it after stream if you want. I'd also like to point out you mentioned your love for Gallica 2 minutes in. Crying face emoji.
It's because It's because I love my wife. Thank you for the 10 bits. Oh, huh?
Also, FYI, my dog's surgery went well, and
Oh,
he's
good!
now wearing the cone of shame.
How long does he have to have it? That is so hard. With the problem with my cat is that she's so tiny, huh?
This town sucks. Why do I have to walk around and ignore people muttering Elden rubbish loud enough so you can hear it?
I also feel like we're the only Elda I've seen anywhere, and I'm not really sure what makes us that. I mean, we're just like the least interesting looking, but they hate us. But thank you both, Noobly and Vera, for those 10 bits as well. And Noobly, I know my cat's so tiny. The problem is that like the cone scrapes the ground, and so it drags and keeps catching, pull her head down, or she has to like look up, and she tries to use the litter box, and it gets like in the litter and gets all gross. And so I hope your dog is enduring the cone of shame. Well, helpful man.
Well, the church is up these stairs. Going up and you'll find the Monterio Opera House.
You've come for Saint's Day, haven't you? If you're looking for an inn, take the path down. What about you over here? Antique shopkeep.
Not so bad.
Saint's Day is right around the corner. I've heard they're dedicating some pagan relics at the tournament. You think I could use my connections to nab a few for my shop? Oh, I'm sure they'd fetch a fine price.
Oh, what a creep! What does he need? What does he think divine relics are? Toys for nobles?
Okay, anyone else around here say anything? Let's try to go to the opera house. Let's head up there. Choo-wee-oo. Okay, so this is not as luxurious as I was expecting it to look. Hit.
Irritated
Well,
monk.
now, what are we on
The
about?
city will surely flourish by hosting the tournament during Saints' Day, but it vexes me we must receive such a swath of unruly, impious rabble. I only wish they showed the proper respect for these hallowed celebrations. I'll throw them in the dungeon if they continue behaving like ill-mannered swine. Yeah, the people here are not nice. Traveler woman. Ooh, the dedication ceremony will take place at the Opera House above here, won't it? Oh, I can't wait. Anything down here? Any dead people? Oh, I should be looking at posters on the wall, too. Join the powerful, Luis, champion of a new world order.
Hey.
Is it just me, or are there more Luis posters than before? He always had a strong following, but I guess more people are openly supporting him now.
Well, and also he wasn't really advertising before. He, like, hadn't formally entered, right? Opera House! Oak says his eyes are beautiful. Oak says yet he kicks puppies so sad. Oak says how evil. Nora said Logan is evil. Lesbian Wolf said shock factor doesn't equal good cinematography. That is true. Nora said no one show Lagarde. Oh, the character. Okay, so we're up here. Oh, it's getting all snowy. Snowy. Oh, there we are. Oh, something down over here? Some down. Oh, I thought maybe there'd be one of those little golden beetle things or something. Now this is luxurious looking. Yeah, stuff's gonna go down up here. Anybody got a bubble above your head that needs popping? Oh. Oh. Yeah, that does look cool. What do you think, Gallica?
Let's go see.
We should find an inn run by Mustari. I think we'll be more comfortable there than at some place that's under the thumb of the Sanctus Church. Okay. Anything? Oh, there's somebody. There's somebody. I'm sorry, Gallica, but I gotta talk to everybody.
Will be quite enough.
Furious Monk, have you seen the Whiteclads over there? Those brazen jerks are acting like they own the place in our very own holy city. Though they may be feared as the strongest army in the nation, we warrior monks still have our pride. We'll be hosting the most eminent dignitaries in the nation and the divine relics. Oh, our security will be near impenetrable. What about you, Whiteclad? I bet those monk soldiers are itching to get their hands on Luis. How foolish. It'll be a futile effort. They can't lay a finger on him because of the king's protective magic after all. Why, you would need like a Draco Dios lance or something like that. But to get one of those, you'd probably have to like make a fake one to give to Luis. And oh, is that a golden beetle? Huh? Gold beetle! I obtained gold beetle. I just want to kind of drive right off this edge and see what happens.
Boy.
Somebody at some point had better fall off that cliff. Otherwise, why is it there? It's like a giant dock with nothing sticking to it. Sorry that I'm taking so long doing this. I know this is probably the least interesting part of this game, but I just want to see everything there is to see in this city. In all the cities we visit.
Oh, didn't they tell you your Blue Sky Bridge? Only those with permits are allowed on this road. We're expanding the road to support the passage of gauntlet runners, which means you'll be able to cross as soon as construction is finished. Mind you, that could take a few years.
Okay, let's see if we can head into the Opera House. And then after that, we'll go to the inn, and we'll finally advance the story.
Pew!
Tomorrow's the big day. Let's not do anything that'll make us look suspicious.
What? You mean like going to the scene of where we're gonna commit murder, Gallica? What's wrong with that? Okay, so now we're done. Now we'll go to the inn. Fine. Quiggator says Heismay with a heart. Oak says Heisenberg with a heart. Doc says Hulkenberg with a heart. Nora said Hulkenberg, my goat. Oak says, also, Dot, what are your thoughts on P3 so far? I'm curious. And then Transformers. Nora said, Transformers. Weedle says, I don't know why, but Logan looks like he just has a brick in his home? Just one brick in my home? Wait, we gotta go down one more level, right? Yeah, because that's the church. We go down here, and then down here, and this will lead us to the inn, yeah? I think that's what somebody said. Oh, there's so many more people to talk to. Friendly woman.
If you say you'll have...
You're looking for an inn run by the Mustari tribe? Well, just go down this path and it'll be on your right. If my memory serves me right, I believe it's called the Skyward Tavern.
Amazing.
Okay, I'd better have like a sunroof or something. Hi, hey, it's the purple guy again. Okay. Anything more interesting to see here before we go to the tavern? We got this big old thing. Edge of Pier.
Wait a second.
Hey, watch it! I know the view is incredible. One slip and it's over.
After everything it took to get here, falling would be a terrible joke. Let's keep the sightseeing to a minimum, okay? What? What? Oh, Gallica. Oh, Gallica. Yeah, it'd be awful. Pew! Can we look at the gauntlet runner? Rudolph's runner.
Here.
As expected from Rudolph, his runner looks like it's ready for war. Oh, I hope we don't have to get in a fight with this thing anytime soon. Well, now I hope we do. Not because I'm being a contrarian, but because, like, why else have it if we can't fight and or kill it? Or steal it, or ride it?
Hey, Daddy, I don't know if you saw in Discord, but some freak tried to draw me, my lovely wife Pork Shorta, and my terrifying son Veal Short Tonga Pork Shorta has a grain of rice on her mouth, and it's very cute. She also has Vegeta hair. Veal hasn't grown his grain rice yet, because he's the guidance, but he's the worst. He'll grow soon and become beautiful.
I love that. He'll grow soon and become beautiful. Wise words. Beef Longa. What was the full name of Veal there? Beef Longa? It was, terrifying son. Veal Shortonga. Oh yeah, that's right, because it was a merging of the names. Thank you very much for the 50 bits, Oak. I will check that out. Is it going to be in the artwork channel? I need to check in there. I know there's a lot of new posts over there. I will check it out soon. Thank you. I gotta read some more in the chat though. Let's see. There was, oh crap, that was where the shout out for Tony's Game Lounge was. I'm so far behind. Crystal says, ooh, double. Rast says, ooh. Doc says, oh, very fun. So fun. I'm really into it. Approaching the third full moon / ordeal. And I'm very interested because the first one was crazy hard and the second one was so easy. Excited. Akihiko and Yukari are my favorites. Veer said, repo is fun. Nora said, Yukari the goat for real. Oak said, based. So excited for you to get further in the game because it is so insane as it goes on. Rast says, lol, I would love to play a public and or multiplayer game with people like Nora, Wolf, Logan, etc. Tiff said, repo, yeah. Vera said, yeah. Oak said, low-key, get close to hour mark already. That's crazy. I'm close to the 2 hour mark already. Doc says, Doke, Logan time flies when you're having robo fun. Weedle says, so true. Vera says, I'd quote, I saw dead people and got smart. Vera said, I'm hoping for Resident Evil 4R so much. Well, I do think it's on sale. Well, and also like the, I think I mentioned before, the Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is on sale. But it's also one of those things where it's like, I don't have a lot of money right now. And I should probably prioritize the 100 line when that goes on sale. So some of these games will probably go on sale again because I think Resident Evil 4 Remake is on sale again, but I will eventually. It just may take a while. Weedle says, by the way, Snivy is the best starter. Raz says, it's not just a boulder, it's a rock. Chaotic says to Weedle, there's no competition anyway, so obviously they're the best starter. Veer said, Heismay's exasperated smile. Aw, Quigata said, no, I missed my chance to screenshot. Funny, Heismay face, that was so cute. No, I didn't get in time. Was that from the animated cutscene? Is that where we're at? Crystal says, laughing to Rast. Lesbian Wolf says, foreboding. Yep, okay, that's where we're. Let's play a bit more now. Sure feels like a long time ago we first fought against Godot and his runner, and he's hated you ever since. Yep, that is true. All right, here's someone to talk to. Serious Monk. Luis is the wretched knave who commands his subordinates to steal the royal scepter from the Grand Cathedral in Grand Trad. I can only imagine what wicked tricks that villain has up his sleeve for Saint's Day. No harm in preparing for the worst, I always say. Oh, and there's more. Hi, more.
Now what am I to do?
Oh, it's Loveless! He was looking for us. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, maybe he's, because he's right outside the inn. Oh, and they're waving us down. Maybe they want to become roommates with us. Maybe they want to team up with us. The whole Loveless team. Let's see. Vera said he looked cute. Oh my gosh, the evil husband. Doc says that Luis, my first time seeing him. Vera said yeah. Nora said ew. Ras says evil husband like Edgeworth. Weedle with the timestamp 55:55. Over an hour behind. So far behind. All right, here's Loveless.
You little.
Oh, look who decided to turn up. You got some nerve showing that mug in front of me. Oh crap! I thought maybe he was wanting to see us for happy reasons.
Huh? What? Did we do something to you?
Oh, playing the fool, are we? I see your game, but what's good for the goose is good for the... Gerp? Is that what a female goose is called? I'll settle the score with you shortly. It's called a gander!
Maybe he's had one too many. We'll let him be for now.
All right, Skyward Tavern. One last look around. Anything? No, I think we're good. Finally advancing the story. 2 hours in and we arrived at a hotel. Let's see. Vera said, my evil husband. Oak said to Doc, yeah, he's hot somehow. Huh? Oh.
Wait.
Whoa.
A band of youths with a knight and a Ujif.
And a Mustari. And a fairy. And an Elda. We're a cornucopia of fantasy races.
Are you perhaps the candidate who brought Joanna the Sanctoress to confess?
Yeah.
One glance and you knew. Listen, we just...
I don't care if you did the deed or not, but please take your business elsewhere. I'm sorry, but I have my own reputation to think about.
That's fair.
You follow Sanctism's teachings?
You? A Mustari who wears no mask?
I'm Euphausia. I'm the priestess of Verga. No, of Etria.
Okay, explain to him that Etria is the brand new name for Verga Island, because otherwise he'll have no idea what you're talking about.
The priestess? Impossible. The island priestess would never leave the village behind.
Or does like everybody from there, do all the Mustari just like automatically go, oh yeah, that's what the name will someday be?
I have my reasons, but I wish to see the outside world that I might better protect our island. I have no proof, but...
You would raise another tribe to the throne.
'Tis a longer story than we've time to tell. We only wish to avoid a tyrant's reign. Yet 'tis not from our own ambition that I speak so. The throne belongs to one truly worthy.
But if you insist, we will leave.
It's just... You look so like the priestess before you, I can't just turn you away.
Yay!
Fine. You can stay here, as long as you don't make trouble for me.
Let's make trouble for him, Chad.
Thank you. I suppose it is easier to understand each other without the masks in the way.
Not all of us mainland Mustari hate the Sanctus Church. We'd rather preserve the peace we have.
Sorry, I'm still having bad coughs.
And, well, it's a sorry excuse for an innkeep who turns away travelers.
Thank you. We're in your debt.
So by the way, whose idea was it to do your bingo thing, and when did you guys decide to do it? Is that why you were all excited for the stream tonight? Oh, fancy.
Oh, look, they've got food and booze here too.
Gallica, don't drink.
And it's so much cooler, which means fewer bugs. Perfect.
Please, I don't want Gallica to become like a drunken lush.
It seems they have an imitation of the island spring here. We can bathe. I should invite Juno when she's back.
Okay, the two of you go take a bath, and then let me know when it's free.
Bathe? You'd be mad to hope a hot spring replica could take the edge off this chill.
Also, it was my idea to do bingo. I literally had the idea and set it up earlier today, and somehow we got like 10 players.
Wow, was it like the entire spoiler chat that you guys have then? Thank you so much for the 10 bits. Were you here the first time that we did like a full-on bingo with the entire chat? I think that was fun. I'd almost forgotten about that, but like I said, I do want one of these days want to do another one where like I have a secret bingo about what chat does. But thank you so much for the 10 bits and for setting that up, Oak. That was awesome of you. And I will hydrate like you asked. All right, so what was Stroll saying? Oh, and thank you for the 10 bits, yeah.
Bathe? You'd be mad to hope a hot spring replica could take the edge off this chill.
Cold or not, there's nothing more refreshing than bathing. Would you care to join us?
Gallica, am I allowed to bathe with the girls? Yeah, yes.
I should think not.
Shut up, Stroll.
For reasons too numerous to count.
Shut up, Stroll. Don't ruin this for me.
Anyway, strategy meeting. Let's get on with it.
That was good. Anyway. Okay, I'll be honest. In real life, I'd obviously say no. But still, it's nice to imagine that amazing things could happen.
So we seek to assassinate Luis. A difficult task. But you look to have an idea. Let's have it.
We're going to take this lance, walk up to him, and stab him with it. Brilliant plan.
First, the when. Under normal circumstances, we'd want to get him on the move. Maybe walking through a crowd while he's got less guards. That would be the plan. But unfortunately, that'd only work if he was someone with common sense, someone without combat ability, or someone who'd want to avoid collateral damage. And that isn't Luis. Worst case, he uses civilians as shields while more of his personal guard catch up. And things go sideways before we can get it done.
Okay, yeah, civilians. I'm worried about the dogs, as long as they're fine.
But once he's inside the Opera House, he'll have a security detail at his beck and call. Even if we can sneak in, getting to him.
If we can't target him in transit, and we've practically zero chance of getting close to him, that leaves us with only one option.
While he's sleeping? Attack from a distance. Join his personal guard. Attack using magic. I'm gonna say join his personal guard. Because distance, we have to use the lance. Obviously, we're not gonna throw it. We're gonna join his personal guard.
We join his personal guard ourselves?
I considered that, but it might be tricky. We can't guarantee he'd allow it, and besides...
Can we just tell him that we've joined his personal guard?
The real lance is overflowing with magla. It would be a dangerous gamble to keep it on hand. That sort of power is easily noticed.
Oh, pin message from Queen Katie, pinned by Vera, said, please pin, please, don't pull a persona and have a hot spring misunderstanding sweat. It sounds like Yufa's misunderstanding was just gonna be that, like, it's inappropriate. She seemed on board with it. She seemed totally okay with it. So apparently Mustaris, they just be a little freaky like that. But thank you very much for the pin message. I should read a few more comments to chat because I'm still over an hour behind. Let's see. Nora says, to Crystal, why does he look like Luca? Crystal says, banned. Quigata said, cause bad guy. Next question. Crystal says, time out. Nora says, hey, calm down. Crystal's laughing. Nora said, you know my opinions on Luca. Doc says, I want Luis to get a haircut. Oak says, no, his luscious locks. We can still like, keep him in a jar or something, all the hairs. Rast says, someone needs to add a quote of Logan just saying under the legs. I mean, have you seen that clip yet? It was like an hour and a half, something like that of that. Nora said he should go bald. Crystal says make Luis bald. Doc says I support this. Nora said bald my eyes. Oak says I don't support it. Vera says I got you. Ras says I can absolutely stab Luis. He seems like the guy to justify killing a child and kicking a puppy. Oh wait, that's just Logan. Aw. And Vera adds the quote. Doc says Luis Robo. Bumbo says I like to talk myself through things with Vero. Helps me think things through clearly. Oh, with puzzles. I'm still doing it. Vera says, hey, Logan, or hey, Longa, do you ever think Luis's long hair is hiding a bald spot underneath? Boo. Oak with the 1 hour timestamp. Beowulf says, I wonder if Logan would enjoy the hit, that was earlier, hit puzzle game, Catherine Full Body. It has amazing puzzles, and all the puzzles have wonderful solutions to them. See, I'm consciously doing it now. I'm fixing it. Vera says, oh no. Oak said, too many beef what? Doc says, oh gosh. Nora says, oh no. Crystal says, laughing. Quickita said, Beowulf, hey, I could help picking which social link to max out in P3P, sun or moon. Beowulf says, sun. Crystal says, bingo, I guess. Or let's go. Queen Katie says, okay, you're always right, Beowulf. Crystal says, timestamp 101:15. Beowulf says, Akinari, best social link Atlas has ever made. Beowulf said, true, Beowulf is always right. Queen Katie says, true. And there's a clip. Hang on, let me load this up at the clip viewer. For anyone who's lurking, with the
Logan, you are 1 hour and 7 minutes behind, but also mods made slow mode 30 minutes.
Thank you for the TTS for the 10 bits for the, okay, 30 minutes is a bit much. So we will change that to 1 minute. How about that? Is that better? Thank you very much for the heads up. We should also watch this clip for those who don't know. If you're lurking or don't know, when someone posts a clip into the Twitch chat, we load it up on our clip viewer, so we're going to watch it together. This clip is titled, Behold the Longas. This is great. This is great. I'm loving everything that's happening.
Soon, Forden's reign will come crashing down. From this point onward, I would have you forfeit the competition.
Do you know the lonely man? The lonely man, the lonely man. Do you know the lonely man who lives on plus or minus information redacted plus or minus have fun raiding the castle? Do you think they'll make it? Rukov goes back to bed.
Logan,
and then there was even more.
Make a pun about Beowulf Boo.
Okay, hang on. I gotta rewind a little bit here because there's a lot of stuff that was talking over. Okay, so let's rewind through all those. Thank you, by the way. So thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that. And there's a pin message. Vera says, I listened to the people and they said 30 minutes. I'm no tyrant. Oh, of course. I believe in you, Vero. I never could accuse you of being a tyrant. Doc says, GGS. Oak said, Tiff got a bingo. I think we'd reveal it now. Nubly says, hello. Nora says, dang it. Beowulf says, bingo. Vera said, welcome. Nora said, bro, I'm so close. Doc says, congrats. Oak said, I'll tell him in the TTS. Vera said, cheers. Nora said, I was like 3 away. I was 3 away like 3 times. Weedle says, bingo. Doc said, this was insane. Nubly says, my dog is doing well after the surgery. He has a cone of shame on. Again, I'm so glad the surgery went well, Nubly. Doc says, bingo. Vera said, good job, chat. Tiff says, I win. Vera says, oh, no, ha, ha, ha. Doc says, only took us an hour. Doc says, Tiff won. Bill said, so who's all the winners? Because there were multiple to reach bingo. Nora said, I didn't even get one. Doc says, Tiff got first to 3, which is what we decided.
Logan, for no reason I need you to pose. In any pose you want.
Is that a pose? Or do you want something tough, like, ooh, Like that? I don't know what pose. Is this for a drawing thing? Or a screen capture? Or you probably just want to play tic-tac-toe on my head. In which case I should, like, maybe I should scrunch it up. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate the Vera. I hope that worked. Weedle said, what number are you? Oak's laughing. Let's see, there's some more TTSs. Weedle says to Crystal, call him Puppy Kicker. Crystal says, laughing Puppy Kicker. Logan is a Puppy Kicker. Quigata said, this was definitely a fun thing to do after all the awful bet last night, lol. Oak says, yeah, Logan forgetting YouTube chat was in the bingo. Crystal said, yeah. Quigata said, good news, by the way, guys. No lag for me. Oak said, the stream is so chaotic, laughing. Doc said, TTS overload. Quigata said, because you think with all these bits that it'd get a buffer, but no. Atlantic said, what did I just return to? I don't even know anymore.
He's a cutie. Wait, 0, oh no, he's cool. Oh, whoa, wait, no, he has a big forehead. Oh no, wait, he's a lonely man. Boo.
Ah! Should I try other poses? Thank you very. What if I try and like take? I can't do. Maybe I can do it with my upper lip. Hang on. That's not working. I used to be able to do like weird things with my lips when I was a kid, like turn them around and stuff. Now it's harder to do. So I apparently I can't anymore. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. So no, I was not cute nor cool apparently. But thank you for the 10 bits. Vera says, okay, check general. I'm nervous about this. My apologies to lurkers. I will get back to the game soon. There's something going on in the general chat. It's just Quigata saying I miss Gladell. Oh, it's Hot Rod doing the poses. Hey, oh, that's cute. How about that? I should have done more challenging poses then. Well, thank you very much, Vero. That was delightful. That was a lot of fun. For those in the who are lurking who don't know how to check that out, you should check out the Linktree, which has a Discord invite, and join the Discord and see all of the fun shenanigans going on there. Am I getting closer to catching up? I know I'm still way behind, though. Nora says, bingo. Tiff said, but since Crystal lost her free space, and hey, she didn't get any bingos. Nubly says, play Kirby and the Forgotten Land. The demo is free on Switch. Crystal says, I can still get a bingo. Bubble says, sometimes kids are the worst. I remember kids. Awful. Nora says, to Oak, check your DMs. Lesbian Wolf says, quote, I'm not sure if I'm autistic. Ranting about eye contact. No, so what it was, I mentioned before that I know someone who's like an autism expert, because I was wondering before, I've always been very socially awkward, but I was even more so when I was a little kid. And so I was like, can you grow out of autism? Like, was I autistic when I was a kid, but maybe not now? And she was like, no, that is not a thing that happens. Logan, you are not autistic. So apparently I'm not. Okay, so what was she saying?
The real lance is overflowing with magla. It'd be dangerous gamble to keep it on hand. That sort of power is easily noticed.
Okay, so it's gonna be doing it from a distance then somehow. I need to consider another option. Attack from a distance.
We attack from a distance.
Exactly.
A bow and arrow isn't gonna do much good, right? It needs to be the lance.
Yes, so it'll be a bow and lance.
Of course. So, what if we threw the lance? Pierced him through from a distance?
I'm not good at throwing.
Yufa, as the priestess, you can command the lance to return to you if it's far away, right?
Okay, then what she ought to do is like stand behind Luis and go, return to me, and then it'll like stab right through him to get to her.
You would have me use that power in reverse to cast it out instead.
Or that.
According to Juna, the ceiling of the Opera House has a chandelier big enough to support a person.
So we're gonna put Yufa on top of the chandelier? I mean, okay, well, she's not gonna die because she's our new party member. Then again, I am having flashbacks to Persona 3. She might die.
From above, we'll target Luis in the royal box seats.
Is she gonna die and then we're gonna have both of the dogs join our party?
You realize the entire audience is below that lighting? A stunt like that would get us noticed instantly.
Okay, first of all, I love the little music notes coming out of Juna. And I just love that Yufa has a little helmet there. It's adorable. It's not her bucket helmet, but it is a helmet.
Wait, are you suggesting we do this during the show?
Luis will be distracted. It's the best opportunity we could ask for. Besides, with Yufa there, we can even recover the lance easily.
Hold a moment. I would need to launch it like an arrow. Such distance and such speed would require incredible focus. I don't think I could do it while aiming.
So, are we gonna need two people up there? One to like aim it and then she fires it? But I thought he said the chandelier could only support one person. Oh, so maybe we'll be on it and then she'll be up above it, like concentrate and make it fire.
Then just concentrate on the sheer mental force of it. Someone else can take over the role of actually throwing.
This gambit is sounding more far-fetched by the moment. But we also can't afford to wait for another opportunity.
There is no other opportunity. Luis intends to kill Forden during the festival. That means if we do nothing, the fake will be exposed, and so will we.
Indeed. Once our betrayal is made plain, we will never find a way to draw close to him again. This will likely be our first and last opportunity.
Please, Fidelio, don't dive in front of the lance and get stabbed by it.
But who's actually going to do the throwing?
Probably me. I'm the important character.
I'd rather leave it to you. With the royal magic protecting you, it's less likely that we'll fail this, even with interference. And besides, laugh if you like. I know it sounds silly, but I really do believe you have the power to change fate itself.
Yeah, Stroll would totally vote for me in an election.
Indeed. Everyone here knows that firsthand.
I feel the same. If I can trust you to do it, then I should be able to do my part as well.
Will you do it, Captain?
I'd always planned to. No, all right, I'll do it. I'm not going to be all cocky.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I gotta read a couple more comments in the chat. Oak says, the squares we didn't get were stream buffers. Oh, but that did eventually happen. Forgets to update schedule. Hey, I remembered it. Denies puppy kicking, insults a child, does something clippable more than 30 minutes behind. Haha, duty. Beowulf is always right. Needs slow mode, forgets to unmute, abuses Grimlock. Oh, that's why you guys wanted to do that. Mention of channel lore, reads actual puzzles as Vero, mentions how awesome Vero is. Vero is awesome, you guys. Lesbian Wolf said, this is a joke. You can be not autistic and, like, not understand things. Nora says to Vero, I love that movie so much. Doc says to Oak, psst, we're going to get full board. Schedule as a free space. Lesbian Wolf says, stream's good. Crystal says, no lags. Quigator says, all good here. Vero Rast says, I am now streaming, yay. Vera said, it's a banger song. Vera salutes. Crystal says, yippee. Quigator says, you say that, Logan, but according to my tracker, it once happened on a Friday. Oh. Is there any pattern then on your tracker of the days? Oak says to Doc, oh, okay. Nora said, what did I just hear? Doc said, that's crazy work. Lesbian Wolf says, vampires mentioned. Crystal says, ruby showers? Yeah. You should watch the video if you haven't already. Bumble says, oh my gosh, I am dying. Doc says, evil version of Emerald Splash Ruby Showers. Oak says, sabotage. Atlantic does the Seekers. Oak said, Logan, can we get a Grimlock showcase? We did that earlier. Queen Katie said, Sir Logan, I am concerned about our Grimlock. Is he safe in our humble abode? Doc says, Grimlock. Beowulf says, hey, Logan, could you show Grimlock? Also remember that when the time comes to get time comes when we got eaten. Haha, good times. Nora said, I'm sad I couldn't get Blackout, but I'm not playing anymore because I'm too EP. Weedle says, Logan, can you mute your mic? And I don't know, Pet Pepper midstream. Nora said, because he updated schedule, so I literally cannot get Blackout. And Vera says, here you go, cross that, y'all. Bubble says, Weedle, I don't think that'll work. Doc says, what is Grimlock's opinion on the LGBTQ community? Weedle says it could. Oak said, Grimlock is homophobic, but not transphobic. Lesbian Wolf says, what are Grimlock's pronouns? Noobly said, can't watch the internet being messed up. Nora said, I have 5 bingos now. Doc said, Grimlock. Lesbian Wolf said, also, what are Logan's pronouns? Beowulf said, pin this please. Now do your duty, and make sure Grimlock put back safely. Crystal said, oh, that's a command. Nora said, if only I had that one. Bumble says, I think all the mods need a bit of praise. They do. Okay, I gotta be getting closer to catching up, right? I just read a whole bunch there from slow mode section. Ah. But yes, the mods do deserve praise. I have just been amazed that for the longest time, like, we didn't have Vero and Crystal as mods, and now both of them are just killing it, huh?
Grimlock's pronouns are me/Grimlock/King.
That's, oh yes, yes, that is perfect. I love that. Hang on, I gotta cough again. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. I appreciate it. And I love how Grimlock has kind of became yet another unofficial mascot of our channel. All right, let's play a little bit more. I hope I made some progress there. All right, I'll do it.
Thanks. We owe you. On the day of, Juna will be at the venue ahead of us. We'll have her open the service entrance, and we'll infiltrate from there.
Oh, so is that going to be the next dungeon? Is the Opera House itself? So we'll have to... No, but that'll be on a specific day. Oh, so maybe it'll be kind of like when we did Luis's infiltration. That we'll just have a specific day where we have to do it. And, okay, all right.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, so maybe we have to secure a route before then?
I want you to lure Luis's guards outside and cause a commotion while he's making the throw. I'm sure the Magnus brothers will be guarding the place too.
I want them to like us.
Hulkenberg and I will secure the exit route in advance. Luis is a formidable foe. But we've overcome plenty of obstacles. Let's believe in the strength that got us this far. We can do this.
Yosh! Nod our heads. All right, so yeah, how many days do we have until Saints Day? I had the feeling Saints Day was like the next day. I know there's a lot weighing on your mind right now, but let's just try to get some rest to prepare for tomorrow. It'll get even colder at night, so try not to get sick. If you need to, we can use each other's body warmth, body heat for warmth. I was trying to be flirty, but it didn't work. All right, save the game. And let's talk to everybody, and then I guess go to bed. And hopefully make some more progress. So yeah, we should, let me check the calendar. I want to see how far away Saints Day actually is. Because it sounds like the performance is on the second day of Saints Day, right? So if we look at the calendar, there's Saints Day Eve and Big Bargain Day. And okay, so the next day we will have to make sure that we stock up on stuff. And then, yeah, okay, so we're just going right into a dungeon. We don't even have time to do social links, to secure a route. None of that. We just have to hope we are ready. So yeah, let's talk to everybody. Hey, Yufa, is that whole bath thing still happening?
That was my first time seeing snow, and it was so cold I shivered. What a sensation. All right, June is gonna meet up with us later tonight because she's got so many things to do behind the scenes. Mantis, you go ahead and rest up. You've got a big role to play tomorrow yourself after all.
Hi, Zmay.
So this is Altabury, eh? Colder climes tend to inspire stronger drinks among its people. But all that can wait until after our business is finished. Once we've trounced Luis, by which I do mean murder him. We're not just we're killing him. I don't know why I was using a euphemism. I can think of no better celebration than a good stiff drink. Hulkenberg. Oh, Lance of the Dragon God. It's the real Dracodios. It has an aura the fake could never match, and tomorrow I have to use it to ... Okay, so the good news is we never got them mixed up if it has an aura and all that. The fact the Lance passed muster is a testament to Noros's skill. Sometimes the man can achieve truly amazing things. Even now he's holed up in the runner, working away, tuning something or other with usual vigor, no doubt. He has his quirks to be sure, but there can be no mistaking that he's a great credit to our endeavors. What about you, Stroll?
At last.
Oh, a pin message! With the
Saints Day is a big event, a lot of stuff happens, so I recommend doing Saints Day next stream.
Oh, well, at this point, we do still have like a half hour. So I think we'll at least see how far we can get with a half hour and hope that we can get to a save point around that. Otherwise, if that doesn't happen,
Alcoholic bad dad.
Alcoholic, well, I was gonna say bad bat dad, but I don't know if he's really a bad dad. I mean, his kid died, so it can't be that great of a dad. No, I'm kidding. But worst case scenario, if we can't get to a good save point by 3 hours and it seems like one's a long way off, we can just pick a memorable spot and then like right before the stream next time, I'll load up right before all the cutscenes and just like hammer the spacebar through to get to it. Sound good? But thank you for the 2 sets of 10 bits, Noobly. I appreciate it. The pin message written by Nora is a euphemism. Exactly. Every time she says eupha, I kind of want to say euphemism, so I agree. I concur wholeheartedly, Nora. Tomorrow is finally Saints' Day. Luis will show his face, and with the real Lance will... don't worry. I'm prepared to do what we must. The man must be stopped. We've killed people before. We have fought and killed guards. We all have blood on our hands. All right. Well. Oh, there's the bed. This place is huge. Anything else we can look at? Look at all the other furnishings. Can we look down around this corner here? Can we go on one of the other beds? No? Okay. Gallica. I think I saved, but I'm gonna save again just to be absolutely sure. Time for bed. With the
Saints Day is more than 30 minutes. You're probably gonna want to do it next stream.
Well, the alternative is like ending early, and I don't want to do that either. So we'll at least get a little bit into it. And then we will probably just have to reload from this point and then check it out next stream. So thank you very much, Noobly, for the 10 bits. And that's the thing, if it's more than 30 minutes for most people, then it's probably more than an hour and 15 for me or something like that. So thank you for the heads up. We will head to bed, though. Should I call it a day and settle in for the night? Rest up. There we go.
Good night.
Rest well. And now we'll wait for the narrator to say his thing. Oh, the Doggo Bros! I'm so worried about them.
What's wrong, Del? You've been quiet for a while now.
He loves Juna and he is friends with us.
That lance they handed over, you think it's real?
Okay, I do like that Fidelio is smart enough that he really isn't tricked by any of this stuff that we're doing. And so it's really up to whether he decides to turn on us or not.
Can't say for certain, but I didn't feel any magla flowing through it. Can't see it exactly, but how do I explain it?
I know what you mean, though.
The Mustari got them third eyes that can see magla, right? Hard to believe they'd worship that thing as a relic.
Then maybe... You think they made some kind of fake? Even in that short time on the island? Shite. How'd they... Either way, we have to tell Lord Luis.
No, you're our friend Basilio. Fidelio, tell him that you're friends with us now.
No need. He'll have noticed by now, most likely. Not like they're any real threat to him anyway.
Well, except... No. Fidelio, he said to Juna that he saw us practicing with that lance and that it overrides the king's magic.
Most likely. That good enough for you, brother?
Oh, he's so conflicted. Let me read a few more comments in the chat. Nora said, Beowulf, if only I had that one. Bumble said, I think all the mods need a bit of praise. Already read that. Beowulf said, we're going to Blackout, by the way. Schedule is now a free space if you have it. Nora says, oh, yay! Oak says, thank you, Vero. Thank you, Rukop. And begrudgingly, thank you, Crystal, no matter how evil you are. Also, thank you, Clam, but Clam isn't here tonight. Vero salutes. Nora said, I'm 6 away from Blackout, so I don't think I will. There's a duty command. Nora says, Dury. Doc says, haha. Oak said, that counts as a duty. Oak says, mark your boards, everyone. Nora said, I don't have that one. Beowulf said, I have 3 bingos. Oak said, I have 4 bingos. I'm 4 away from getting a Blackout. Doc says, I'm 5 away from getting a Blackout. Oak says, but the last few are going to be hard. Vera says, Oak laughing. Crystal says, hee, duty. Oak says, very direct sabotage. Queen Katie says, I have 6 bingos. Yay. Nora says, I have 5. Beowulf says, pin this please 2. Already read that there. Nora says, real. Vera says, laughing. Vera says, we shouldn't do games of bingos often. Beowulf said, he's bound to be tricked by it. Oak says, yeah, this is ending without too much chaos. Oh, with too much chaos. Vera said, got him. Doc says, woo. Tiff said, got him. Bayo said, this knocks out a third. Nora said, Bayo be right. Doc said, hey, Logan, you're pretty far behind. Do you need slow mode? Weedle says, I have 6. I need 2 more. Bayo says, add quote, how great the Vero is in Catherine Full Body. Nora said, Bayo be right, so Katie can win. Doc said, Bayo say something right. Vera adds the quote. Vera says, true, I love my cameo. Nora says, thank you. Noobly says, can I have access to the spoilers chat? Oak says, I love Valentine's VOD. Crystal says, 1:27:17. I'm still over an hour behind. Oak says, yes, Logan. And what do you think of the characters you created for those streams? Could you perhaps name them for me? I have forgotten. I only remembered Chat Mantis's name. The other names are so random. I think Eglin knows those names better than me. Quickita said, I wish I got to do an April Fool's stream. I got sick that day and couldn't do my real cool prank, turning the title upside down. Oak says, I only have forgets to unmute, and Beowulf is always right now. Oak said 2 into a blackout. Nora said same, but also needs some slow mode. Weedle says same. Oak said, I think Weedle has my same board. I generated 8 originally and then generated 4 more. Oak said, I think I used the same seed. Nora said, does he need slow mode though? Oak says, so I think 1 through 3 and 2 through 9, 9 through 12 are the same boards. Oak says to Nora, yes, desperately. And Quick 80 with a clip. Let's load this up with the clip viewer once again. For anyone lurking, if someone posts a clip in the Twitch chat, we load it up and watch it together. I'd say this will tell me how far behind I am, but I already know that I am an hour behind. This clip is titled, The Sweet Song That Plays at Their Wedding. Well, what is this? What is this gonna be? Woman, only thing down there is a hot spring! And the magic shop, hardly worth a climb back up. The whole city was excavated out of a mountainside. You get used to it, I suppose. Gallica, we're going to hot spring! Hot spring, Gallica! Gallica, hot spring, Gallica! Gallica, we're gonna be wrapped in towels in a pool of hot water. Gallica and me in the hot spring. Anxious believer, what you got to say, yo? I hope Anxious Believer shows up to the wedding then to make that song all the more meaningful. Thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that. Let's see. Weedle says, well, bedtime, night. Good night, Weedle. Thanks so much for being here. I'm glad you were able to hang out with us so much tonight. Quickita said, who's purple? Oh, you. Doc said, we got a blackout. Bale says, blackout. Nora says, aw. Ras says, oh, good luck, though. Weedle says, good job. Doc says, congrats, Bayo. There was Odumi's raid. Nora says, what? No say, please, I beg of you. Bale says, I think this now calls for. And then Queen Katie with another clip. Hang on, we'll load this one up as well. It'll keep saying an hour until we get at least 45 minutes caught up. Titled, Spritz Water on Logan? Bad? What did I say that was bad? Was this early? Let's see if there's... Is this another dead body? Yeah, but he's not unidentified, so I'm not going to comment on him. Oh, the purple guy! Hey. Buddy, you're purple. Can you be Queen Katie's new favorite friend? Her last purple man died. Can you be your new purple man? You're Queen Katie's new purple man, buddy. I was just trying to be a good wingman for you. I was helping. But thank you very much, Queen Katie, for the clip. I do appreciate that. And if you're lurking, we will get back to the game soon. Adobe says, I was playing Rivals and didn't update the stream. Beowulf says, Beowulf command. Oak said, guys, do you think gifting Logan 2 subs, one in Tiff's name and one in Beo's name, is a good prize? Adobe says, I'm doing good. There's the subs. Doc says, oh my. Oak said, does that work? Also, what Batman, you aren't supposed to do this. That's my thing. Ras says, yo, Batman on. Crystal says, Batman on. Bumbo says, Enna is free. Crystal says, oof. Nora said, stream. Crystal said, lag. Queen Gator said, we got buffer. Crystal laughing. Oak said, no buffer stream. Doc said, lol, there's one for your bingo. Beowulf says, Bumbo says, Beowulf. Bumbo says buffer, and Beowulf says, yeah, there's stream buffer. Vera said, gifted subs killed it. Nora said, yikes. Queen Gator said, seriously, Twitch, pick one and die. Doc said, LoganRobo. Bone says, I didn't see who did it, but thanks. Nora said, most likely our good friend Batman on. Queen Gator said, Batman, aka a non-donor, so nobody knows. Crystal says, hype train. Oak said, this is Tiff's prize for winning bingo. Nora says, oh my gosh, thank you. Oak says, woo. Nora with some emotes. Oak says, and this is for Beowulf getting second place. Ras says, yo, Oak, thank you so much. Queen Gator said, oh, not a band, but I love Eve. Crystal with lurk, Minecraft. Thank you for lurk, Crystal. Tiff said, chaotic. I'm a fan of Mariana's Trench. Bubble says, if it counts, Flavor of Folly. Ras said, thanks so much, Oak. Doc said, I love the Crane Wives, and I'm a minor fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let's see. Nora says, yeah, I know Aaron's on strike. I think Amanda Win Lee Yukiko might be too. I don't recall, but hopefully they hold off on voicing stuff until after the strike is over, because P4 voice actors are genuinely so good, so no one can replace them. Well, I think it's a union-wide strike, so anyone in the union is still on strike. unless they get a specific exemption. Bone says, Crush 40, because I'm a Sonic nerd. Bumble says, Vocaloid group, love them so much. Jamie P, the GOAT. Nora said, my favorite band is OK Goodnight. Queen Katie is the only one who knows who they are. Crystal says, no way he got rickrolled in the Big 25. Bill says, not a band, but obligatory Atlas Sound Team shout out. Absolutely love them, especially Ryota Kozuka and Shoji Meguro. Quick80 says, I hunger for popcorn chips. BRB gonna yoink the bag. North said, Crystal, my life hurts. Doc said, Logan actually reminds me a bit of Rick Astley. Like young Rick Astley when he would sing that, or him now when he's like irrelevant and a little bit wrinkly. Doc said, Logan actually, I read that. Nora said, well, bingo done, time for bed. So I don't know if you went to bed right then and there, but if so, good night, Nora. Thank you for being here and hanging out. Doc said, oh, excuse me, Doc said that. No, Nora both said, well, bingo done, time for bed. Doc said, well, bingo done, time for bed. Good night to both of you then. Good night, Nora and Doc. Sleep well. Thank you for being here. Oak said, yeah, of course we're staying. I had no idea people would actually want to do bingo. I just had an idea a while ago, and it was delightful. Tiff said, tiny bit of in my mouth / HJ. Vera said, I see it, laughing. Vera said, by the way, Hype Train isn't the bingo card. We just love you, man. Choo choo. Oak said, I'll send a list of all the bingo prompts we had after stream. Doc said, Beowulf is always right. Vera says, love killed him. Nora says, oh dear. Tiff said, rip Logan, you will be missed. Doc said, oh gosh. Ras said, you still here? Vera said, I can hear him. Nora said, Logan dying was not in our bingo cards. Wait, crap, did I not mute when I was coughing? Were you guys able to hear me coughing over there? Vera says, Hall of Fame. Bubba says, aw, P&D sucks so bad. Nora says, yippee. I hope I had remembered to mute for those coughs. Noobly said he has to wear the cone of shame for 2 weeks. Bone said he might be over an hour behind right now. Oak says he is. Queen Gator said, imagine that. Oak says, my tummy hurt. Noobly says, that sucks. Doc says, it sounds like singing. Rast says, oh, well, gotta make a horse now. Hey, Longa, wish me luck. Good luck on the horse, Rast. Queen Gator said, I miss Liddell. Vera with the lurk. Thank you for the lurk, Vera. Oak says, I miss yummy ramen in my tummy. Vera said, kitty walk. Queen Gator said, never mind. There's Loveless. Vera with the pin message said, nah, you muted fine. No cough noises all stream. Okay, good. Good. And I gotta be getting a little bit closer to catch up. Let me read 2 more comments. We'll get back in the scene. Ras says, so, I need to name a horse. Wilbur. Oak says, I'm abnormally hungry, but we have, like, no food. I'm sorry. Okay, let's do some more. Back into the game, lurkers. We're turning, I promise.
Del, you remember they talked all that helping anyone in need? Something like that, anyway.
See, Basilio believes in us. He's gonna convince Fidelio.
Seemed proper daft at first. Seemed naive to act like that kind of thinking could actually fix all the broken, cruel, unjust shite in the world.
That's because it can't.
Well, yeah, obviously, but what was it we actually wanted in the first place? Equality? Or justice? This lot's working towards a future, and God help me, I started seeing it. Maybe what they're fighting for is something better than what Lord...
That's enough, Baz. Joke or not, you'll get yourself killed.
Notice how he's not, like, saying, don't say that. Lord Luis is great and everything. He's just worried about him getting in trouble for it.
But them lot even helped you out a few times, Del. That really impressed me, like... I don't know how to say it, but... It was like a feeling I haven't felt since we started working for the Count.
You know Lord Luis plans to take Forden out during the Saints' Day festival. Neither of us can afford to get distracted right now.
Suppose you're right. Things are about to get messy.
I'm very worried about the dogs.
So that is the side they serve.
Is this a spy, or is somebody in our party a traitor?
Let us teach them that even the best laid plans will go awry, whether Forden's or our fallen kings.
Okay, so who's it gonna be? I hope it's not somebody in our party. Maybe it's Rella, because she knows about our teleportation stuff. We did tell her about what we're doing.
It was splendid entertainment while it lasted. However, the revelry ends here.
Oh, you're not going to show us?
Time marches on.
And the age of a new king draws nearer. Well, we're screwed. It's probably just going to, like, cut the chandelier as soon as we hop on it. Plummet to our deaths or something. Quick said, please pin. Oh, that was pinned earlier.
The Saints' Day festivities in
Badlin!
Altabury will be kicking off very soon.
Good to see you, Badlin. Oak said 9 out of 10 spoiler chat plus Nora. Oak said Magpie wasn't able to join, I don't think. Quigata said, could you pin my message, please? Raz said, okay, please help. I need a name for hordes. Vera says, whoa, huh? Do I need to pin? Unlurk, thank you for the unlurk. Quigata said, yeah, lol. Vera salutes. Quigata said, thank you, Vera salute. Oak said, Logan is freakishly far behind. I know this sounds like crazy coming from me, but we should have a 1-minute slow mode. Okay, and Queen Katie with a clip here. Let's load this one up into the clip viewers. We can all watch this one together. This clip from Queen Katie, and are we still an hour behind? Only 34 minutes, I'm catching up! Is titled Stroll's Great Plan. I remember that wasn't too long ago. I might actually catch up after all.
So we seek to assassinate Luis. A difficult task. But you look to have an idea. Let's have it.
We're going to take this lance, walk up to him, and stab him with it. Brilliant plan.
First,
I think that was a great plan. I think we should all applaud Leon Stroll in his wonderful planning skills. Wait, did I take that down? Yeah, I took it out. There we go. Vera says, let's go. Says, thank you, Oak. Doc said, can we have 30-minute slow mode? Oak said, that's not even possible, but also, no, Dot, why would you want to do that? Vera said, anything you say, Dot. Doc says, yay. Crystal says, Vera, no. Oak says, what the F? Crystal said, well, rip, Chad. Vera says, see y'all on 30. Bubba said, my trap would have worked. Crystal says, it's all Vera. Vera said, listen to the people. They said 30 minutes. I'm no tyrant. Doc says, aw, shucks. My 30-minute slow mode. Oak said, yeah, I agree with 1 minute. Crystal said, time for 2-minute slow mode. Doc said, I think we meet in the middle and have 3-minute slow mode. Oak says, no. Crystal says, yes. Bumble said, no, 2 minutes works. We're really looking to get bingo with sabotage. Ras says, never mind. I no longer need a name. His name is Flambe. Ooh. Vera says, oh, okay, check general. Said that was fun. Oak says, he's a walrus. Beowulf said, Logan, take it from someone who is autistic. You are as neurotypical as F. Okay, so what are the symptoms that I have then? I'm genuinely curious. Quigata said post in general, but we finally got the worst captions mistake ever so far. Oak said Logan is like Germa, but neurotypical. I think it's that's the only Germa comparison that makes sense. Vera said, oh boy, if he throws himself in front of that, that means his blood is on our hands. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was just worried about his safety. You're right, because that means we would have killed him. I don't want that to happen. Okay, I want to go back to my old theory that Fidelio's going to have to choose between which one of us, and he's going to save us from Luis, and Luis is going to kill him as punishment. And then that'll also turn Basilio over to our side to want revenge on Luis. Vera says, she's so cute. I love you, Yufa, best girl. Nora says, a euphemism. Vera said, you're on a roll. Oak says, F you, I was about to make that joke, but slow-mo didn't let me. Nora. Quigata says, hi, it's May with a heart. Vera says, rubbing my hands evilly. Fidelio, screen time. Doc says, Fidelio. Oak said, I haven't even played this game, but seeing Logan's playthrough is convincing me this is one of the best Atlas games. I'm loving this. Granted, I've only played 3 Atlas games before this, but I am loving it. All right, let's talk to Batlin. What's he saying? The Saints' Day Fest. I can't remember what the voice we gave him. The Saints' Day Festival in Altabury will be kicking off very soon.
On the eve of the festival, we'll be holding a dedication ceremony. On the church's authority, we'll be offering the gathered divine relics to God!
Yay!
And it sounds like the candidates had a tough time this go-around. Lots of new info coming in, even as I speak. From candidate Rudolph, a legendary nail, thought lost to history. From candidate Julian, can you believe it? Cloth garb said to have been worn by a saint.
Between the two of them, I really think Rudolph nailed it.
We've got artifacts of all kinds pulled from obscurity into the public eye. Archaeologists everywhere are positively vibrating, folks.
Okay, but after what we found out about at the Dragon Temple, do you think that these are going to have, like, these are going to be real-life things? Like, maybe the cloth could be the Shroud of Turin or something like that? Thank you, Rast, for the what happened. I was just in chat. I really should play some game, but I am getting close to catching up. Oh, crap, we're past the 2.5-hour mark, by the way, so now is a good time to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions. But thank you for the what happened. We're going to hear a few more Batlin lines, but then I will be back to chat soon, Rast, I promise.
But the news on everyone's lips is the announcement of Count Luis's unofficial participation. As a matter of fact, a candidate working under Luis has reportedly acquired a phenomenal divine relic from a mysterious and exotic island. Meanwhile, candidate Forden too may have claimed what is said to be the most glorious relic in history. Will we finally see a head-to-head competition between our top candidates? Only the coming days will tell.
So I wonder do you think Luis is going to assassinate Forden before we have a chance to try our attempt on his life? Because there's 2 days. The first day could be killing Forden, second day could be us trying to kill Luis. Or do you think he's like going to invite Forden up to his box seat and then like yoink Forden in the way so the spear stabs Forden? And Luis would be like, oh, what? Oh, look at that. He just killed Forden. Oh, shame on that guy.
So Luis has finally made his move. Won't take him that long to catch up, I bet.
Yes, but I also can't imagine Sanctifex Forden losing.
We're about to see a clash of giants. This will be no minor bout, that's for certain.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. So many short little cutscenes. Let's see. Vera said, please join us. Doobly said to Oak, it is 100% one of their best games.
Right. That's everyone. Let's go over the plan one last time.
Vera with the timestamp 2:30:03. See, I'm only like 15 minutes behind. Doc said, all right, I'm going to head out. Thanks for the fun times, chat. Thank you for hanging out with us, Doc. You were awesome. Sleep well. Hopefully we can see you next time. Vera said it was good having you here, Doc. Oak says, goodbye, Dot. Rast says, I made such a cursed love triangle in Metopia. Natsuki is a princess, and the prince from Kingdom Next Door is Farquaad and loves Natsuki, and the Roblox noob and the Beseeched Noble also loves Natsuki. Are we talking Doki Doki Literature Club Natsuki? Or Persona 3 Natsuki? Because if it's Doki Doki Natsuki, we gotta protect her from Farquaad. Vera said, I would love 1 or 2 streams of Logan playing Enna as an in-between game or something. It was chaotically fun. Nora says, okay, check DMs. Vera said, nah, you muted just fine. No cough noise all stream. Thank you. Quickie said, oh, don't worry. You were muted for the coughs. We just wanted you to forget to unmute. Nora said, I'm yawning so hard. Ras said, just tired Nora. Vera said, they make me feel so broken heart. Vera said, oh, traitor. Vera says, I like that. Aw, I'm invested. Okay, let's keep going. We got 15 more minutes. Let's see how far we can get. Maybe we can get to like Forden getting assassinated. Because you know he's gonna die. Like Luis is gonna succeed in killing Forden. Yeah, obviously.
First, infiltration. Juna's got full rights to be in the venue, so she'll unlock the service door for us to sneak in.
When it's time, I'll call the guards outside. That'll be your window to sneak in.
Gallica, you, and Yufa. You three will head
me.
to the rooftop, where you'll get down to the chandelier.
I thought you were saying Gallica. You, as in you, Gallica, and you. Okay, Gallica, me. All right, the 3 of us.
When I start my solo on stage, the lights will dim. That should be enough cover to hide whatever you're doing.
Don't worry, I'll be with you.
Thank you, Gallica. I love you.
As for us, it's just as I explained last night. Luis said destroying Yufa's home would have been a necessary sacrifice. Like mine. If power's all he thinks will change the world, then we'll use power to stop him.
Should we fail, though we may survive the ordeal, we will have no more leads to pursue. This will surely mark our final mission.
But it still feels way too early for this to be the end of the game. First of all, we still have like 1 open seat in our party and 1 open follower bond. And like very few that we would have even had the possibility of maxing. So obviously this is going to go wrong. And we'll have to find some lead after this.
You know, I've been trying to keep from dwelling, but I can't help but think of Grius.
Yeah, how he died and then came back to life and then we killed him again.
Sorry to bring that up now.
Heisman's like, hey, it's okay. I don't even know who that is.
Even I have my fears. But let us remember him only by his truest wish.
We'll make sure this succeeds. For a world without tyrants.
Not our hits.
Well, see you at the show.
So begins our last mission, then. Let's get whatever we need to prepare and head over to the Opera House.
So this will probably be the mission where one of the dog bros, I'm still assuming Basilio, is going to join us. So, you know, maybe we'll just have like 1... Are there only 2 dungeons left then? It'll be this and then whatever's the next one? Are we that close to finishing the game already? So many short little cutscenes. Maybe it'll cut to outside and be like, okay, you can go stock up at the store because it's a half off day. Ah, see, I could save! We have finally settled the score with Luis.
It'll be okay.
It'll be fine. I know you'll be able to do it. The Opera House is located in the highest point in the city. It'll just be you and Yufa in there, so make sure you both are geared up for anything.
Oi! Yeah. Okay, so we gotta save, so that means we gotta go find a shop somewhere. Let's see. Vera says, Badlin. Nora said, do we really think Logan is neurotypical? Oh, wait. Or which was it that now I'm all confused. Which was it that Beowulf called me? Did Beowulf call me neurotypical or neurodivergent? Now I can't even remember which. I might have read it. They both have the same prefixes. They both say neuro in them, and so I don't know which. Which was it, Beowulf? Which was it that Beowulf said I was? Okay, so we gotta find a shop. We gotta find a shop somewhere. Okay, there we go. This area will have shops.
Let's head there.
So let's head over there. Where'd I leave off? Vera says, I'm also in the blurs of am I neurotypical or neurodivergent, so I relate to him. Vera said, I don't care enough to check though. Oak says, raid suggestion, Atlantic. Oh, is Atlantic streaming right now? Nora says, I'm in the, well, you can all tell. And Rast with a raid suggestion as well, saying myself and Aqua88. So let me copy these raid suggestions down. And the end of chat is in sight. I'm almost there, which is good because we're like 10 minutes away from the 3-hour mark. But once again, this will be second to last call for raid suggestions for in a little bit here. So go ahead and get those in. In fact, we can probably take off slow mode now, or at least lessen slow mode. Let me do that, because what is slow mode? Is it still like a minute or something? Oh, 120, that's like 2 minutes. So we can do like 10 second slow mode. 5 second slow mode is probably good. 5 second slow mode. That's like all we need. Quick said loveless, but yay. Oak said I'm so sleepy. Also, Katie, what? Oh, and there's Vero with a bunch of raid suggestions. Let me copy these ones over as well. Thank you very much, Vero. I'll copy these down in my text file with the other ones there. Thank you very much. Vera said triple A. Oh, all of the raid suggestions so far are A words. So how about that? So that's the pattern, apparently. You got to look for raid suggestions that start with A. Does that narrow it down? Does that make it easy? And we'll say the Atlantic starts with A because it's like the Atlantic. It's like on book titles and movie titles. They don't count the as the first word. Nora says, Nora divergent. Raz says we have 6 suggestions now, which I guess is probably enough. So that is good. Let me finish copying the rest of these down. There we go.
Do Saints Day another stream? I can't say why without spoiling, but dude, trust me.
Well, yeah, at this point, there's no way that we're going to be able to go any further in the 10 minutes. So I'm going to head to the shops. And we're going to get some gear and things like that. But yeah, I wouldn't try to do to launch a full set of cutscenes. Wait, where am I?
All right.
In just like 10 minutes or however many minutes we got here. So thank you very much. And I do appreciate you watching out for me, Noobly. Because maybe it'll be like a huge event happens. Like, oh my gosh. I'm so worried. It's going to be Fidelio. It's going to be Fidelio dying. And I don't want it to be that. But it's going to be that.
So, you're the elder candidate on everyone's mind. Well, what business have you traipsing in the finest weapons and armor shops in the city? As official suppliers of the warrior monks, they offer the highest quality handmade items. Well, if you insist on browsing, go on, bask in their glory.
Okay, which shop is this? This is Armors on High Raiments. But again, thank you very much for the 10 bits and for watching out for me. But yeah, Vera says, yay. Nora with an emote. What is it? Don't you have an item that needs appraising? You can do that here. Shield enthusiast.
And what is it?
Fighting an opponent and loving someone are actually pretty similar. Success in both pursuits ultimately comes down to tenacity. You'll only wear yourself out by swinging a sword wildly. Instead, it's all about having the strength to endure it all. Defense and perseverance are the greatest offense.
Armor on display. Shoes, helmets. I suppose this place wouldn't sell masks like they do in Etria. But this town has a pretty sizable population in Mustari. You'd think they sell masks for them. Well, let's see. Oh. Large armor. That armor is way too big for you, though it would have been perfect fit for Grias. Keep mentioning Grias. I feel like he's going to come back as a zombie again. Nice. Let's see. Oak says, I sleepy so hard. Vera said, I'm so excited for Tuesday. Queen said, personally, I'm hyped for Sunday. Case 4, yay. Nora said, Queen Katie, did he finish it? I like the Turnabout Legacy, Turnabout Legacy? Yes, I did. So now we're on 2. Crap, what's the name of it? I might have to watch the VOD to remember the name of it.
The armor here is on another level from other shops. On top of that, discounts on Idols Day.
It's good of them for them to time this so you're on, you have Idols Day. The game was nice to us. Oh crap, did I skip ahead? No, I think that was all he said. Thanks to Brigida's guild discount, da-da-da-da-da. So do we have anything we can sell? Nope. Let's buy some stuff. Snow Wolf Parka. So that's good for Pro Tag. And we're only shopping for Pro Tag and Yufa, correct? Runic Vestment and Mystic Robe. So all these things are worse for Yufa. Okay, so let's get the Snow Wolf Parka for Pro Tag. Yeah, we'll just buy one of these. And we'll equip it onto Pro Tag. And we forgot to check, there's also the accessories. Iron Bathing Cap. Sanctus Runic Handguard. Ooh, okay, so there's some good stuff. And Hiking Boots. Strength 3, Magic 3. So this will probably give to Pro Tag. This will give to Yufa, maybe. Spread it out. So yeah, get one of these. Buy it. Give it to Pro Tag. And yeah, because they're expensive enough, they're probably selling out. And we'll buy one of these. And we will give that to
How nice.
Yufa. And then we'll head over to the armor shop. Let's see. Noobly says, good night, everyone. Good night, Noobly. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us. And don't worry, yeah, you're not going to miss Saints Day. That will be next time. And this is weapons, yeah? Oak says, I'm excited for Sunday because I might be able to make Nora play Persona to get to December 3rd. Sadly, I don't remember which days, what the things that happen on Persona 4 because it's been so long. Stove! Interesting, the store crafts all the weapons they sell themselves. I can still feel the heat coming off of them. I think that part of there siphons off the smoke. The mechanics of it are all pretty impressive. Can we look at any other things here? Swords? Sounds like their materials were all brought in from nearby mines, so it must be safer for the shopkeep to appraise the quality. It all seems very well made. Okay.
Got a lovely discount today.
Well, my shop is a place to buy weapons on Idol's Day, especially with these discounts. Oh, right, I received a message from Lysin Magic Association saying you need a discount. Good for you. Yay. So let's see what we can buy here. Wait, are they all frozen? Oh, that's cool. Wait, or maybe that's what they usually look like. Moss Caliber. That sounds fancy. Increases damage against plant-type monsters. So hopefully we will be facing a plant-type boss. Anything for Yufa? So Apostles Crossier. So yeah, we'll buy those two things. They're both expensive, but we got a fair bit of money here. So yeah, Moss Caliber. Buy.
Yeah.
For you. And then Apostles Crossier. Buy that for Yufa.
How nice.
And yeah. Let's stagger our saves in case I'm wasting way too much money on this before we find the potions shop. Let's see. Quick said, yeah, he beat Case 3 last night. Nora said, is my baddie bound safe? What is baddie bound doing? Is she innocent? She is, yeah, she's in a bit of a vague situation, but not hopeless by any means. Vero with a clip.
What now?
Hang on, Vero with a clip here. Let's load this up at the clip viewer. I didn't realize in the last 10 minutes of the stream we'd be getting a clip. Let's pop this up on the stream so we can all watch this one together. This clip is from 4 minutes ago. And this one is titled, The Most Soft-Spoken Gallica. That needs appraising? You can do that here. Shield Enthusiast.
And what is it?
Oh, it's just because it was really quiet.
You have an item
that needs appraising? You can do that here.
You could do that here.
Shield Enthusiast. I think it's just that my voice is still so weak from this cold. I mean, it'll be back to normal eventually, but man, it really did a number on me. But thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that. Quicket said, Judy got arrested, but it's fine. Eddie will defend her. Vera said, this clip melts my heart in ways you don't know. Just her talk about, you could do that here. Nora said, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oak said to Nora, no, she committed a crime. We learned this many streams ago. Quicket said, Nora, she literally committed a crime of attempted murder. Nora said, right, but she didn't commit murder. Attempted murder is still a crime, Nora. Oak said, but she was morally acceptable. The real villain was Gusto, so it's all okay. Quicket said, attempted murder. Nora said, when is she getting out of prison? I miss her. Oak said to Nora, you do realize that attempted murder is a crime. Nora said, I don't care. She's hot. Oak said, do I even have to say it? Nora said, go, I'm tired. Am I wrong, though? Oak said, I think finding women hot is a common sign of being a lesbian. Nora said she has a very admirable, desirable appearance. Yeah! That's being attracted to the person. Oak said, December 3rd is the climax of the Heaven arc. Okay, there we go. I will not elaborate further, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so yes. Yes. Oh, yes. There we go. Nora says, bruh. Vera said, the tamest Nora crash out. Oak says to Vero, this, but unironically. Nora says, I call her Batty Bound. What do you even expect from me? Oak said, this is generally the tamest she has been. Hang on, I got a cough again. Nora says, I'm too tired to fight you. Oak says, Eddie will defend her. Ras says, well, I mean, is it bad to love a criminal? People lust for Louise. No, that's not what it is. It's just that Nora denies that she's attracted to girls, but is constantly expressing her attraction to girls. That's what it is. That's all it is. Nora says, no, I want to be her, not date her. Quick said, thank you for the very cutscene stream. Vera said, I feel a song coming. Oak said, thank you for the very bingo stream. It made me smile. And Nora got denied by Automod for saying that she hates women. Vera said, I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Yeah, not yet, but almost there. Quick said, yeah. See y'all next time for the Starter Case 4, yeah, which will have a spoiler clip after its intro, by the way. Look forward to that. Vera said, I'm not allowing that. Nora said, allow it. Oak said, what'd she say? There we go. 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 38 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Slightly less than the 3 hour mark by like less than a minute. If you're lurking, by the way, let me give you the rundown on the channel and everything, because we will be doing a raid in a little bit here. But we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. So you can be sure to check that out. Oh, one of the streamers that was suggested for the raid is playing Repo. That's where we should probably go, because I do want to see more about Repo and kind of get the feeling, because I want to play that someday. So we can probably do that. But first of all, I'm sure somebody has probably already done this. But here is a link tree, which includes all of the social media stuff. I'm going to copy this over to YouTube as well. That includes a Discord invite link, my YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, all the stuff. So feel free to check that out. Or ignore it if you'd rather. There's no pressure on that for anything. But that is there should you feel so inclined. But one of the others people is doing like a talk show thing. No, we'll do Repo. We'll do the Repo raid. So let me go ahead and do raid. And this one here. And Crystal typed out the raid command. So I'm going to copy that down on my clipboard as well. There we go. Are there any other messages that I am missing here? Oak said, what did she say? Nora says, I hat women. Oak says, hat women. Nora said, I can't say hate women. No, women. Nah. Oak said, those darned women and their hats. Nora said, I am a woman with a hat. Oak said, good night, everyone. Love you all. And there's the raid messages. Nora said, girls can sometimes be pretty, but sometimes I hate them all, and I think they all have cooties. Crystal says, Vera said, I always feel like a flight attendant whenever Logan talks about socials and schedule, and I type commands. So thank you, Vera. Crystal says, Crystal. Oak said, we do all have cooties. Crystal says, laughing. Yes, thank you all for hanging out and for the fun stuff and for the surprise of the bingo. That was a lot of fun. I love and appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. So once again, for those who don't know, if you're still lurking out there, no stream tomorrow. It's a Saturday. Sunday is going to be Ace Attorney. Tuesday, we're going to pick up from where we're leaving off here and see whatever Saints Day stuff is. Oak said, do we have cooties? Crystal laughing. Nora said, exactly why I hate them. Vera said, I had fun tonight. I had fun too. You guys are awesome. Crystal said, thank you for the very awesome stream. Vera said, thank you for the very bingo stream. Again, I love and appreciate you all. Thank you all again for also waiting for me while I was sick and for having patience for me while I'm still a little bit not fully recovered. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful Saturday. Enjoy the raid. Love and appreciate you all. Good night. Bye, everybody. Bye. 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 And for those watching the VOD or over on YouTube, good night as well.